All right, we're in. That's it. We're live.
We're live?
Well, not like live. It's recorded, but
Okay. What are we going to talk about today?
whatever you guys want to talk about today. There's a lot to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about.
So start firing away. So I guess the first thing that we should do is probably tell people since the last time you've been on the podcast.
Who we are?
Yeah. That's probably even a better step than the one I was thinking, because when was the last time you were on? I'm actually looking because I'm curious.
I think it must have been a year and a half ago or more.
Probably.
Insane.
This was in the making for a long period of time.
Yeah. It has to be about a year and a half, I'm thinking. You want me to say who I am?
Yeah, you can introduce yourself.
Okay. Name is Catherine Dean, Sayville resident, business owner, entrepreneur, wife, mom. What else am I?
Superhero.
Over freaking achiever.
What did you say? Overachiever?
Over freaking achiever.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
Leader of a local Girl Scout troop.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Bay Unit 32.
Bay Unit?
That's our whole area.
That's like the whole section. down here.
Bayport, Sayville.
Oh my God. Yeah, you were on 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
That's what I
It's
thought.
been 2 years.
How did we not run into each other in 2 years? Oh yeah,
we did.
Saw you at the,
We did.
at the parade.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we saw each
yeah.
other. We didn't run into each other. That
I
would
took
hurt.
pictures of you
if
at
you
the
ran
parade.
into
Yeah.
somebody. You don't want to.
I don't want to do that.
I love when people are like, oh my God, I ran into somebody. I'm like, wow, that like hard? And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm a big dude. When I run into somebody, they're getting messed up.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of
You didn't
force.
actually run into them. You knocked them over.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, ambulance got called. You know, the whole nine. No, I saw
last
somebody.
time was on the parade, the holiday parade last year, wasn't it? Or were you?
Yes.
You were on the float.
Yes.
Are you doing it Saturday?
I don't know.
We'll be there.
Okay.
Wait, Saturday. Why does
We'll be
Saturday
there.
ring a bell? I don't know why Saturday rings a bell.
It's the
But
day after Friday.
that would be correct. That would be. That's how
Mary,
it's.
you didn't introduce yourself.
Yeah, Mary, tell people who you are.
I'm Mary. I am an educator, and I swapped out. I'm no longer teaching science. I'm teaching English as a new language now. Loving life again. Hated it back in when I was teaching science. Too much information and too much.
Sure.
It was bad. So, and then I got roped into teaching science again this year. So I'm co-teaching science again, but only for 2 classes, not the whole entire day. I am also a Girl Scout leader and a business owner, and still playing instruments here and there when I can. What else? I don't know. Soccer.
Yeah.
Avid soccer player. 2 different leagues I'm in, and I coach. I'm also a coach for a U14 team.
That's very cool.
It's a lot of fun.
And I'm Harrison. That's it. You all know me already.
Didn't know him.
100 and I think this is going to be 131. I think. I don't know. I'm slacking on posting, but yeah.
131?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Something like that. 130, 131, somewhere in there.
It's awesome.
It's crazy. It's like people are like, how long you had the podcast? So it's still funny. Like people are still like talking about. I shared this the story I think on one of the last episodes, but this guy was like, hey. He like comes. We were in a networking group, and he was talking about. He's like, "Hey guys, I don't know if you guys know about this thing, but there's these things that I just found recently. They're called podcasts, and it's like talk radio, and people come on, and and meanwhile, the whole like half the group has already either been on the show or has listened to my show for like the last years. So they're like, he's like, then there's so much information on there, and they have topics on everything, and like he's like getting flustered about like how like obsessed he is with like the idea of podcasting. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so cute. Like, you're 50-year-old guy. I'm like, oh, you're so cute. You're getting up to times now.
Watch what you say about the age over there.
Well, all right, fine. But
I think I was in college when you were born. I think.
92?
No,
In high school.
I was in high school. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
So it was so funny. He's so flustered, and I'm like, wow, that seems really cool. Those must be amazing. So I just said that everybody's just kind of like he's had one for 2.5 years now, and he's and you can just see the expression on his face change. He's like, what's it about? Just like. He just thought he invented science. Meanwhile, this has been happening for years and years
Aw,
now. It was
poor guy.
so funny.
Have you had him on?
No.
Oh, you
I
should
don't even
have.
remember who it was, but it was just a story of a
Uh-huh.
guy I met, and it was so goddamn funny. It was so like he's talking. He didn't say the name of it for a while, and he's like talking about this. And I'm like, this really sounds like a podcast. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And he's like, and there's all these experts that come on, and they share all this information, and it's like, they're like sometimes 20 minutes long, but sometimes they make them like 10 minutes long, and then some people have like really long ones that are like an hour plus, and like it's so cool. This crazy exchange of information, and they're totally free. And I'm like, what's this dude alluding to right now? Like, what do I not know? And he's like, yeah, they're called, and he's like, it's available on iTunes. It's called podcasts. And I was just like, oh my goodness.
Poor guy.
It was so funny. It was so funny. It was just all of us just laughed so hard.
Do you listen to other people's podcasts?
I've been slacking hard on my podcast listening. I've been listening to a lot of books lately.
Okay. What's a good one that you've listened to lately?
Shit, which is all of them, honestly. I only take recommendations from people for the most part. And I don't really go out and find that many books. I have like 50 something books on my Amazon cart right now. And then on my Audible, because I usually just listen to them, I don't read them. But there's a book floating over there. There's like 2 or 3 on my desk. I never thought that I'd get to this point. I'm reading Good to Great right now.
Oh, it's a good one.
Extreme Ownership was awesome. It was a little tough for me to get through. And then
What was that about?
Extreme Ownership. So it's written by a guy named Jocko Willink. He's an ex-Navy SEAL and just a badass dude.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks all about how leadership and different ways to lead and making the hard decisions even though you might not want to, and really executing and making sure like you're successful in a lot of things, and don't go the complicated route. It never works, especially when you have a whole team of people. If it makes sense in your head and you're the only person you have to worry about, then that's fine. But if you have a team of people underneath you, like go simple, stupid, and like all of these different things, and hold people accountable, and like own your mistakes. And that book alone has made me a ton of money right off the bat. The best recent book I would say that I've read, and because my Amazon account got messed up, probably Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins.
Never heard of that
So
one.
he's also an ex-Navy SEAL.
You like extreme.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it came recommended. This dude lost 105 pounds in 2 months. All natural to get into the SEALs. And then went through
That's awesome.
BUDS training. Oh, shit.
Like, did he fail the first time and go back?
He got medically discharged
Okay.
the first time. And now he runs ultra marathons. So he'll do a 120-mile marathon or something like that over 24 hours and stuff like that. And then like he just posted one, and he had what is it when your lungs fill up with water?
Like pneumonia?
Not pneumonia. Yeah, but it was like kind of like pneumonia, but like not like the pneumonia length. It was like one time because he was outside running for so long, his lungs filled up with water. They took him to the hospital. I guess they did drain his lungs, and then he's like, all right, sounds great, thanks guys, and then left the hospital, went back to where he got dropped off, where he got picked up from, and then just continued running.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
You would like that.
badass. He ran for 24
like
hours
that.
straight, 101 miles, just to prove that he could run. He wanted to get into an ultra marathon, and the guy was like, "Yeah, you need to do one already." And he's like, "You only did 101 miles." He's like, "I didn't even train for this, and I just ran 101 miles.
Oh my God.
Like, leave me alone."
Yeah.
Yeah, dude's like bad, and just shares like his gruesome story growing up and how he like totally turned his life around. Like, talk about a book that's gonna get you fired up. That's a book and a half.
That's cool.
That was probably the best book I've read. I've listened to recently.
What was the name of it again? I forgot the name.
Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meaning like his mental state.
Yeah,
totally
Can't Hurt Me. And then like,
superior.
yeah,
That's
he
awesome.
talks about something that like I kind of always believed in, which is what is it? He calls it the cookie jar, and he calls it taking souls. So like when you're doing something right, and somebody like definitely thinks you can't do it, or like is like, yeah, there's no way, and he like not only just doing it, but like dominating what you're gonna do, and he's like, that person's just crippled. Like they can't say anything, they can't do anything, and then he's like, in times of hard times, like you can go in your cookie jar and take out take out your little cookie because you earned it, right? And he just talks all about it. Like, dude's a total badass.
That's
So
awesome.
those are the more recent books. And then what else? I listen to like a lot of business books. Try to at least. Like Good to Great is awesome. It's a little. You have to read it very quickly. You can't. I'm realizing you can't let this one like sit.
No. Yeah.
And then what else do I have in here? Make Your Bed, the little things.
Make Your Bed. That was good.
That's on my list. Dichotomy of Leadership. That's by Jocko Willing. Also, that's the book following Extreme Ownership. Extreme Ownership to break down everything. And then Never Split the Difference. Those are my next 3 books.
I don't know that one either.
But
Because of what you do, have you read Storybrand? You've heard
it's in
it.
my Amazon cart.
Okay, cool. Very simple read, but like keep it like the KISS method. Perfect.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yep, perfect.
Yeah.
So that's a good one too.
That's what I just did for my observation.
What's it called? Storybrand?
No,
Story
keep
brand.
it simple, stupid.
It's so true though. Like
It
the
is.
moment you start to get things complicated and stuff like
Yep.
that. By Donald Miller. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in my cart.
Very successful in a formal observation. I was like, oh, this is easy. Boom, done.
Yeah. Yeah. It's people
And it's followed
overcomplicate
it.
things. And,
Follow it.
yeah.
Okay?
Especially for like large scale projects, like
Yep.
like Jocko talks about it a lot too. Like if you have like a major project, break it down to like super, super small like things and just work through them all. Because a lot of people, they just immediately think that, because it's this massive project, it's impossible to accomplish. But if like you break it down into the smallest little things, like nothing's really impossible. It's just, you just have to make sure you break it down and follow through with every single piece. And then if you miss one piece, you can't skip it. You have to complete that piece. So if it takes you a little longer, you have to course correct and all that kind of stuff. So that's, I don't know, that's what I pull out of it. But Jocko Willing's book has already made me money, weirdly enough, just by owning up mistakes and things like that. Just saying like, I'll get it done and getting it actually done,
Yeah.
which is, not the hard part, but
No, but keeping your integrity.
yeah.
So important as a business owner.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
great book. So that's, I try to read as much as I can when I'm in the car, but I've been swapping
Well,
between
I
books
hope
and
you're
music.
not reading in the car.
Listening in the car. Okay, running into people.
No joke.
Well, it depends on where I'm at, because I might, if I'm sitting on
in
Sunrise
traffic.
Highway in rush hour traffic, I could be reading.
It's true. On the LA, the things I see, the shaving, eating very
Makeup,
common.
putting makeup on.
Putting makeup on.
It's a lot.
Reading newspapers all the time. I'm like, we're not on the subway, guys. Like, put your newspaper away.
yeah.
Drives me nuts.
Or the
but,
LIRR.
Yeah,
Can't.
it's true. But it's amazing
Stinks.
what people think. They
I
can
hate
do
the
about it.
railroad so much.
So do I. We talked about this.
Wait.
Both.
Can I put a rookie thing out there?
Yeah.
So the other day.
Wait, hold on. What is a rookie thing?
Oh God! When you're the
wait,
first
wait,
time ever doing anything, it's your rookie. This is your rookie moment. Well, I had a rookie moment
I was
Thursday.
thinking like I rode the railroad for the first time.
No.
How?
No, that was a long time ago. Trust me, you might not have been born. I didn't know. This is the first time also using digital tickets. Never did that before.
Oh, they're the shit.
I know.
You get scammed so hard.
Well,
You
this
get
is
on the
what
train,
I
and then
did.
as soon as the conductor comes over, you buy the ticket for the last stop.
Oh yeah. Well, stupid maid bought it and then activated the ticket as I bought it at 11 a.m. But my ticket was supposed to be for 2:30. I ran out of the time limit before.
Did you tell him that?
I had to, but then luckily there was another conductor on the same exact train that I
Yeah.
got on, the same exact car. And he's like, I go, I have a question for you. He goes, I'm not on right now. I go, I know, I just want to have a question. And he's like, make believe you're my friend, and I'm going to tell him you're my neighbor because we got on at the same stop.
Oh my
And he's like,
God.
I'll cover for you. You get a cat ticket. I'm like, whatever cat ticket is great. So he helped me out. I went right through to Penn Station, no problem. But it was
Damn.
so,
Buy a new
I
ticket.
felt like
Yeah.
such an idiot. I must turn purple. I must have turned purple.
Oh my God.
I was like, listen, I don't know how to do this. This is my first time.
It's
using
all right.
my
I bought two of the
history.
exact same tickets the other day because I didn't realize that I bought one 5 minutes earlier because I was so zoned out in the morning.
Oh,
and I was like,
God.
I was just going and I bought the ticket and I was like, all right, just so that I could like nod off. And then the guy comes over. I'm like, shit, I gotta buy my ticket. I bought another one. And I'm like, wait. And I hit activate and I'm like, son of a bitch. I think I bought it already. I went back and I bought it already. I'm like, ah! I used it later that day, which is fine, but I had bought another ticket, so now I have one extra ticket sitting on my phone for Babylon, nonetheless. It's not even like in Sable where I would actually leave from because I left with a friend. I hate the railroad, though.
There's delays all the time. They're not.
I don't even care about the delays.
Oh.
It's sweaty, smelly, ugly humans
Oh yeah.
who don't shower ever. You
Ugh.
gross, filthy animals.
Isn't
on
everybody beautiful?
No. God, no.
Mary was one of them because she was so terrified to talk to the guy. She had to get deodorant when we got in the city.
I did.
I don't mind if
pretty
you.
bad.
I don't mind if you smell bad coming home because you've just worked all day. But it's 7 a.m. when you're going to New York City
Oh, yeah.
and you smell like a bag of assholes. You're an asshole. Like, why? Why did you not shower the night before or that
Well,
morning?
that morning, yeah.
And you are so smelly that I smell you 2 seat rows away.
Ugh.
That's terrible.
Like, why?
I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
all I ask.
I don't know. I'd be embarrassed.
Oh, me too. But like, okay, you come back from a long day in New York City, you walked all day, you did construction, whatever it is. But there's no reason going to New
On
York
your
City.
way in. Unless
should be-
the person might be hungover and still in the same clothes from the night before.
Still no excuse.
Okay. I'm just
Get a
saying.
gym membership. Go shower there. Something.
True.
Your clothes can't smell that bad.
No, I agree. It's gross.
You know.
And I get nauseous. She'll tell you.
I like to do laundry.
This turns into a laundry conversation.
No, I'm just
I'm
saying
not a
that's
laundry person.
my thing. I love laundry.
Oh
Not
my
a laundry
God.
person.
God forbid you touch the laundry.
No,
Oh,
I do it my
boy.
way.
You should be so happy.
What?
You should be so happy.
I'm thrilled, but God forbid, like
She didn't put vinegar in the laundry earlier, and I was like, "You didn't put the vinegar in." She goes,
What's
"Well,
wait? Why do you put vinegar in?
to get the smell out."
you'd use detergent.
I don't
know.
do laundry, so
Oh, see,
Love it.
this one. Laundry, dishes. There's a certain way to do dishes. Didn't you know?
Well, that's everybody. Everybody thinks their way is the best way to load the dishwasher.
Clean up the dog poop. There's
That's
a whole
because
way
you'll
to
throw
do
up,
that.
and then I'll just clean up throw up.
you load the dishwasher, you
Wait,
unload
don't
it.
you want to get married? Does this make you want to get married?
I don't know. I don't know.
And we haven't even talked.
All I know is
Yeah.
I definitely need cleaning ladies in my life and probably landscapers wherever I go
Landscapers. I found that you know why we got a landscaper?
to save more time.
Because save more time, but Mary loves doing the lawn. But she would do it on a Saturday afternoon for 5 hours when we had plans.
Oh,
5 hours when somebody comes, it takes them
but that
12
would be me.
minutes.
Yeah. Well, so like
We have a landscape.
I live in like a studio apartment in my parents' house, and I'm like, yeah, I want to get a cleaning lady, and everyone's like, why? And I'm like, because if I go clean my bookshelf, like to de-dust it, I'll pick up everything. I'll be like, oh my God, remember the time I got this when I was like 4 years old? And it was amazing. And then all those memories come back. So one bookshelf could easily take me 8 hours.
Do you have like ADD?
No,
You sure?
but I am very sentimental.
Okay. That's this one over here.
Like vacuuming, I love that. I could vacuum, but like dusting and stuff like that, because I have to pick things up that I wouldn't normally touch, and I just walk right by every other day of the week.
Maybe it's time to get rid of it or pack it up somewhere.
No, they mean something to me. Like I like looking at it. Like I have like a whole shelf full of like pint glasses from like bars and stuff like that that I've been
nice.
to and stuff
You don't
like
use
that.
them?
No, well, not yet.
Oh, you should use them.
I will
in the
eventually.
house. Okay.
But
okay.
I'll put them in my bar when I have a bar. But like, I love looking at that, and I'm like, oh, you know what? This was such a good time with that, XYZ person, and and then I just think about those things, or like, how did I get this, or whatever it might be. I've just not accumulated. That sounds like I'm a hoarder, but like. I have things on there that I'm like, oh my God, this was so cool. Oh, like I have Oakley ski glasses that I really almost never use. But when I use, I go skiing or
good.
snowboarding, I love having nice glasses.
Yeah.
They're
But I'll
worth-
pick
it's
them
worth
up
it.
to dust underneath them, and I'll be like, remember the days that I used to work at Oakley, and like that was such a fun job, and
Cool.
like my sunglasses, and that's just how I am. This is how
But
I've
at
always.
memory lane, so the dusting only gets like one shelf done.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Oops.
What happened? What'd you
It's all
break?
good. She's breaking my glasses. It's all good.
My leg.
So we
flipped it off.
had
Sorry.
talking about accumulating crap, right? We
Oh.
we decided
Okay.
in March we were going to renovate and gut our entire house.
Okay.
So
Well, no, not exactly. We just wanted the front porch to be enclosed, and we wanted a fireplace.
yeah, so it
And
turned,
it turned into.
well, he ruined the whole end of it, man.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Sorry.
so anyway, so
You gotta stop arguing like you're married. All right, God, we're trying to get through a goddamn story here.
So at one of our rental properties, our tenant was moving out. It was perfect timing. Like, we'll move in there, we'll gut the whole house, and it was somebody from Bayport actually who did the renovation and everything. But it was hard because we really wanted to get rid of half of the shit. We have so much crap in the house. Like it's unnecessary crap. How many books you're never going to reread your books 12 times. We have them all lined up.
I
oh
can't
my
wait
God.
to have a bookshelf of all the books I've actually read.
Oh
'Cause
my
I do
God. And
intend
it
to
fills
read.
up really quickly.
Oh
Yeah.
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 That was like the one thing I would love to have is just a bookshelf full of books that I've actually read.
So start a Pinterest board of what your house is going to look like when you buy it.
That's what she did.
That's
I can't
what I
afford
did.
that.
Well, you will eventually.
yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually. So, so getting rid of all this, then going to the kitchen. I mean, how many pots and pans do you freaking need? We had 20 pots and pans. We don't cook that often, right? So by the time we started accumulating, we still have an armoire to sell, and we have this huge dining room table that we can't put back in because we put built-ins in and everything. It's scary how long it takes you to get through, like you said, all that crap that's sitting there. And then mentally, it's just like shit hanging over you at all times. You probably.
See, I don't feel
think-
like it's shit hanging over me.
I felt like a relief.
Clutter, it bothers me.
Well, it was
That's our
cluttering. It
garage
was
right
cluttering.
now.
yeah,
The
like,
attic
my room
was
is
full.
not that cluttered. I just
Yeah.
take my clothes and it's like a bomb hit it because I'm like I need this shirt and I just take the 10 shirts over, throw them on the ground to get that shirt.
Oh
and
my
then I
God.
fold.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm out.
Oh my
That's
God.
it. No,
See, that's my OCD that would go out of my mind. Like if I saw that. So
Yeah,
you haven't watched
it's a
Marie
lot.
Kondo then?
What?
You haven't watched her on Netflix, huh? Marie
No.
Kondo. She folds her things all nice so you can see them all in the drawers. So we Marie Kondoed our house.
Kind of.
Kinda.
You know what you need? You need a folding board.
Yes.
Oh, that's like when you work in a store, they have the folding boards.
They're the shit.
Yeah.
Maybe
but we
that's
don't
what
use them.
might be in my Christmas list this year.
I'll buy you one. How about that?
She wants a full.
I love them.
I'll order you one right now.
She wants a folding board. Okay.
so cool.
Listen, I don't do the laundry. I don't fold it because her t-shirts are folded a certain way. So
Yes.
I'm cool with that.
So are yours. So are the kids.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, we have to talk about the kids too. So anyway, so we moved out, renovated the whole house. Mid-renovation,
Unreal.
as they were opening up a wall, literally the beams started cracking.
Oh,
It actually
shit.
split.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
they split. So they had to like reinforce everything all at one time. Thank God everything was open at that time.
Sure.
So what turned into being a fireplace and a
Front
porch,
porch.
being insulated turned into the big bathroom,
Studs.
all the down to studs, everything being
Broke
redone.
through a wall, went into opening up all the doorways,
Yeah.
everything.
It's beautiful.
Everything.
But we're really happy now that we moved back in. But it was between that and then starting a new company at the same time. It was a lot at the same time.
And we have an
we're
older
still
dog.
married, so I don't
and we
know
have
how-
an older dog.
Yeah, we have an older pup. He's almost 15.
Assisted living
Oh my
dog.
goodness.
A golden
Assisted living.
retriever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's-
we're in
he's
assisted
old.
living now.
Oh yeah.
He's cute though. He's really cute.
I believe it.
Yeah, but see, if you had your pup here,
Yeah,
who's 5 months?
5 months. Yeah,
Oh my
5 or
god,
6 months. Yeah.
what's his name? Her name?
Tucker?
Oh, I
Tucker.
love that name.
That's a great name.
He's a little cutie. Not gonna lie, he's a cutie, but
He's
he's
cute.
energy for days.
You don't do the dog park?
She does. She'll bring
Okay.
him to the dog park.
Okay.
I don't have time to sit there at the dog park. She'll come home from work. She'll bring him to the dog park,
Okay.
and I think that's like her like release too after work.
Yeah.
And so it works out really, really well. So
That's nice.
she'll bring him to the dog park, and then but sometimes there's not enough dogs at the dog park, so we
Yeah.
we happen to stumble upon one in Bayshore. That was an airsoft baby.
Yeah.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, it was just sitting. Yeah, we the guy John bought airsoft guns for one day, and he's like, "I bought these for us to mess around with." I'm like, "Okay, guy," as if we don't have anything expensive in the office. But so we stumbled upon this dog park, and there was like 10 dogs there, 10 to like 15 dogs in Bayshore. Super active dog park. Awesome. He hung out there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then after that we brought him to we took a walk like down to the water in the park. I forget what park it's called, but
It's on the south side, right?
of Montauk Highway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we've been there before.
And then we took a walk, and the walk must have been like probably like 3 or 4 miles, all said and done, like to the water and back.
Nice.
That's
And This poor dude came back like he was drunk. He was just so exhausted from like playing and then the walk and this. Like he probably would have gone back to the dog park and played, but he might have died because he was just so like he's such a happy dog, like super happy.
Is he like 10 pounds? How big
12,
is he?
yeah.
He's 12. Okay, he's
Yeah.
not going to get much bigger.
No,
Okay.
maybe 1 or 2 more pounds bigger.
Okay.
He's bigger than we thought he was going to get already. We thought he was going to cap out like 10.
And what color is he? I don't have a picture. You have to show a
I'll
picture.
show you a picture.
Okay.
He's black right now. He's got a little white patch underneath his beard.
Aw.
And this is him in my office. That's not a good picture. And now he's like actually turning like brown, like a dark leather brown,
Oh,
like
nice.
patinaed. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but he's just a ball of energy. He's super happy.
Now, do you crate him at all during the day? What do you do?
When she's at work, she'll
Okay.
crate him.
Okay.
There's really shitty photos in here of him, but that's my sister's dog, the golden doodle, and then that's Tucker. There's a bunch of photos in there you could go through. What happened? Oh, it closed.
I gotta kind of put it on. There you go.
It's called Inept with an iPhone.
What? Are you using Android?
What? No. No, I pressed the button by accident.
There you go. So, but he's great. He just has so much energy all the time.
He's so cute.
Oh my God, he's adorable. He's adorable, and he's so innocent.
Does your sister's dog wear him out?
So that weekend was great too. So we went up to Cortland and visited my sister, and he does really good in the car. This is him too, like his little white patch underneath his beard.
Aw, he's adorable.
Oh, he's the cutest dog in the world, and he's just super happy all of the time.
That's
all the
awesome.
time. But he hung out with her dog for like 2 days and like pooped for like 48 hours straight.
Aw.
Just slept and slept and slept because he was just overexertion of energy constantly.
So
It
wait,
was
your
great.
sister lives up in Cortland?
Yeah, she goes to school there.
Ah.
So we visited, we partied like we were young again. So
like
that's
you
him.
pretend to be young?
Yeah. So.
Oh, he's cute.
Oh my God, adorable.
But that's a lot of energy right there. Does he like
And he's
sleep
a
through the
digger.
night?
He does.
Oh, he's
He
a
does.
digger.
He's
That's
a
not
digger.
good.
Well, so Jack Russells were dogs
yeah.
for hunting, so they would hunt rats and
Rats,
rodents and stuff
mhm.
like that. So he definitely has a good amount of Jack Russell in him because he'll sniff anything, and the moment he gets a scent, he's pretty good about staying nearby. But like if he's following a scent trail, he's gone. Like he doesn't look up. He's on it.
That's a little scary though.
And then like
get
he
out.
finds it, he'll dig and dig
Yeah.
and dig till he gets to where he wants to go.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so that's a tough cookie to
Yeah,
crack. But
yeah.
that's the dog.
Aw, adorable. But hopefully, like in 3 or 4 years, he'll be calmer. That's about how long it takes.
Hope, yeah. I don't mind it.
Good.
I don't mind it. She takes care of him for the most part.
Okay.
It's technically her dog, but he's just great. He's great.
He's cuddly.
He is. Oh my God, he cuddled up in my body today.
See, I'm a dog. I used to grow up. I used to have cats and dogs, and
Why would anybody get a cat?
well, because I would rescue them every time I saw a cat. I bring it home. Like there was a kitten
You want to
somewhere.
hear a story about cat? Well, finish your story.
No, don't tell me any bad stories about cats.
No, there's just this lady.
There's a cat lady. Okay. Well, no. Okay. So then when I got to college, then we had dogs, and I don't know if I could ever go back to cats. I think our rescue would kill a cat because he goes after everything.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
Psycho.
There's this crazy lady.
In Bayport.
Yeah, I don't know where she lives.
Oh.
But there's cats behind this building, apparently. And this lady just comes all the time and keeps feeding these goddamn feral cats. And it's so irritating.
Is she
Well, did she
trapping
get-
them?
Is she trapping them to like make
No,
sure that
she
they don't?
feeds them. She just brings them food every goddamn day. And she's like super sketch. So I walk to Speedway every day. I walk to Speedway every day to go get a cup of coffee, right? It's right there. So I'll leave here. I go to behind the building because I just don't want to walk in front of the building. And there's a karate studio up there, and I just don't feel like seeing parents or something like that I might know. And the other day, I walked behind the building, and I know what kind of car she drives. It's a silver Chevy, and I see her like doing something with the cats, and like so let's just pretend this is the tree, right? And I'm walking. This is like the building right here. So I'm walking behind the building, and she's like back here, and she sees me, and I make eye contact with her, and she just slips behind the tree and just stays there the whole time.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, you sketchy motherfucker. What are you doing acting with these cats? It's just weird. It's
Well,
weird.
she's obviously elusive. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Yeah. But you're kind of that. I mean, you're walking behind the building, so you don't see people, you know. I mean, she probably thinks you're one of her. Maybe you should buy a cat lady jacket or something.
I'll buy like one of those like those meme shirts where it's just like cat faces. I'll buy a cat suit
and
with a
walk
top
back.
hat. All like, and it'll be like it'll just be cats.
Maybe she'll talk to you then.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, you like cats? I do. I like cats.
And then she'll be like, there's this really creepy guy that keeps walking behind the building.
And every fucking time I see him, he's wearing this cat suit. I don't know why he's
my
wearing this
God.
cat suit, but we're friends now.
But we're friends. See, you need to connect with her on a different level.
Oh God, she's so weird though. She's so weird.
Aw, but she's probably nice. I mean, she's buying cat food for somebody, for the cats. So, you know, she feels connected that way. Some people like their dogs more than people. I'm not going to lie. There are a lot of people I don't like as much as I love my dogs.
Oh yeah,
You know?
but dogs are great.
Yeah.
Cats are just.
Well,
Yeah.
they're very independent. They're very independent.
There's no nice way to put it. I've never met a cat who's like, you have a cool cat. Every cat I've met is like, why do you have that thing in your house? And you can always walk in a dog person's house and you're like, oh, you have a dog. You walk in a cat person's house and you're like, why can't I breathe? I don't know. That's just the way I.
So clearly you only have alligators. So you didn't have a cat growing
Yeah,
up.
I just have an
You
alligator.
just have an alligator.
That's it.
That's still insane.
I don't know where it came from. I really
One of
don't.
your neighbors, maybe the lady in the back.
That's the thing. We can't figure out who would have come from. Nobody on my block. It could not have been anybody on my block. The guy next to me is a dentist with like 2 young little daughters. Everybody else is like senior citizens.
You
For the
don't
most
think it
part.
was like somebody you knew that did it?
See, usually people drop off those animals in a very not anywhere near where they live type of an environment. So it could be somebody from totally not even close
Who
to
the
here
hell would have an alligator?
who has
So
caracals.
apparently, it's not that hard to get an alligator. I was coming home one day and we had it, and a New York State police truck came around the block, and I was like, oh, I thought it was one of my buddies who lives like right on the corner of my block. So I was like, oh, like he's probably doing a loop around my block to go park. I was like, oh, let me say hi. Maybe he took the truck home, whatever. And then so he pulls. It was actually she pulls past, then comes over, then parks in front of the house, and I'm reading. I'm like, it says NY New York State DEC, and I'm like, well, he's not DEC. He's just a state police officer. So who could this be?
And he doesn't have long hair.
Yeah, he doesn't have long. Well, it was like tinted, so I couldn't really see in. And then a chick comes out, and I was like, okay, she's probably coming for the alligator. So, so she's like, hey, I heard you guys have an alligator. I'm like, heard, it was on national TV. Like, how do you just hear about it? So she's like, yeah, we got to take it. And I was like, all right, whatever. Like, here you go. Like, take the alligator. And I'm like, just out of curiosity, like, where do you even get one of these? She goes, oh, she's like, there's a really bad problem on Long Island. You can get them at a lot of like small pet shops, and we don't have the time and resources to go police all of those pet stores to see if they're selling illegal animals. And I was like, what? So she's like, you could theoretically find one at a local pet store and go buy it.
That's
She goes like,
insane.
especially the shadier ones,
Yeah.
like that aren't like on main roads that like you have to know some, like you hear about it through somebody, you don't hear about it from like an advertisement.
Yeah.
So especially those, you can find some animals that you should not, like you can't have chinchillas, but you can, but a lot
Oh,
of
you
places,
can't have chinchillas?
they're illegal to own according
I
to
didn't
her.
know that.
And she's like, oh yeah, there's a lot of places that sell like chinchillas and stuff like that. You're not allowed to have those. Like there's a long list of animals you're not allowed to have. But a lot of these small stores, because they're really not abiding by laws,
Yeah.
somebody will just drive it up from Florida or something like that,
Right.
bring it with them, or a state that allows you to have it,
Yeah.
and then bring it in and sell it, and then they can make 10 times more money because they're the only person around that has it.
That's
It's
insane.
crazy.
It's insane. So what did you do with it?
She just came and took it. She came
From the pool?
No, we took it out of the pool.
Okay.
And then she came, and then another officer pulled up, and he brought he's like, oh, let me go get like a little thing, and took him.
Okay.
And then he was gone after like 30 minutes. We took some photos, and that was it.
That's crazy though.
Yep. So, well, we have no idea where it came from.
Well, maybe it came from Okefenokee Swamp.
That's Okefenokee Swamp.
It's awesome.
It is the coolest place on
It
earth.
was really cool. It's drove to Florida for the first and only time I will ever drive to Florida with kids and marry.
Never again. I had a lot
It
of.
says it's in Georgia.
It is.
It is. It's Georgia Florida border.
Georgia line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are you gonna start singing?
No,
I was gonna make a joke. I'll wait.
they just had their big game like 2 weeks ago.
What's it?
Florida, Georgia.
Oh,
I thought she was talking about the country stuff.
Me too. I
I'm
was
so
like, what game
lost
are they
right
playing?
now.
Two. I mean, yes, Florida.
Are we
Georgia
on the
line,
same
yes.
conversation? I don't
I
even
don't
know
think
what's
so.
going on
Sometimes
anymore.
my
We're not
head
even
goes a
doing
lot
drugs
faster.
yet.
I know this is crazy. So I'm drinking like decaf
Tea?
tea.
Decaf tea.
Decaf tea. So I'm not even
Decaf.
close.
I got to catch up on my water intake.
Yeah,
I'm a little low.
I need to hydrate.
I'm a little low.
Speaking of hydrating, I drank vodka Sprites yesterday. I haven't drinking soda in forever, and
Oh
the
my
house that we
God.
went to only had like all sugary drinks.
Ooh.
And I was like, all right, Sprite's gonna be the best thing. And I had like 3 Sprites, and I'm like, my girlfriend's like, you okay? I was like, I don't think I've ever had this much sugar in a sitting in years. I don't know how my body's coping with this right now.
You're gonna crash in a
Oh
few
my
minutes.
God.
You're coming down from the high.
Oh my God. I'm like literally I never drink soda, and if I do, it's like a swig of soda. Like I'll be at 5 points, whatever, and I'll like
Yeah.
pour myself like a shot of soda, and I'll drink it. I'm like, oh, it's so good. And like yesterday, between 3 sodas, I'm like,
And, well,
just
did you
trying
feel
to-
your heart palpitating? No joke. Oh yeah.
yeah.
I
I'm
can't
like,
drink
this
that
is
crap.
So much sugar, and it was so thirsty, and I wanted vodka, and the water machine didn't work on their fridge at the time, so I'm like, I was gonna go, and I keep this everywhere with me, so I was like gonna go out to the car and bring my own water, and I was like, that's the most douchey thing I could ever do. But I'm like, I need not sugar. I just need anything but sugar right now. I'm like trying to eat chicken, hoping chicken was gonna help me. I'm like, this is so much sugar in one sitting. Oh my God. I've
Did you
never.
feel hungover this morning?
No, I felt like drained though.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my
crap.
God. I'm like,
Yeah.
how people drink soda every day?
I have no idea.
No, I'm like,
Everybody I work with does.
I still feel the sugar in my body. Like I'm not normal yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit.
It definitely wasn't the vodka. It was the sugar.
No, so
I
much
know.
sugar. Oh my God. I only had like probably 4 or 5 shots of like ounces of vodka, which is nothing for me. But like just the amount of sugar in my body. Like,
Insane.
I couldn't breathe. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is horrible. And people buy this shit
All the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
Case.
To me, what
Oh my
what
God.
affects me is that the high fructose corn syrup. My heart starts to palpitate like I'm having like it's crazy.
I love
the
ice
middle of
cream.
the night.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but
But like,
they don't put
holy
that in there.
goddamn sugar in soda. Oh my God.
You should talk about Okefenokee Swamp. You should tell them about it.
Why? You know something?
pull
about
it
this?
up.
Yeah, I did. I'm on it right now.
Oh yeah, you can walk around the whole entire swamp and you can be right
There's
next to alligators because they
12
don't
to 15
have
foot alligators.
their amygdala is not geared the way the crocodile amygdala is, so they don't have an angry attitude. They're
So,
actually calm, docile. Yeah.
Yeah, alligators are cool.
They're calm and docile unless they are in
Crocodiles are
heat.
dicks.
If they're in heat, you want to get the hell out of the way of the bull because that bull is ready for
Why do you
one
know
thing
this much?
only. Because this is Okefenokee Swamp. They
This is
teach
where
you
we
it.
went. It was really cool.
The guy talks and tells you all about it, tours you the whole entire thing. We went on a boat ride. He's like, if I'm going to sit here and you see a spider in this boat, I'm going to be the first one swimming back to the... I was like, oh, wow. And he's got a whole accent, everything. Boom.
You can drink the water out of there because it filters itself. It's like a natural spring.
And it's got like tannins from
Tannins and stuff?
the leaf litter that drops down. So it's super cool, but it's like a little brown. It's awesome. And it's pure water.
So we went to like the backwoods one time in Florida. My buddy lived in St. Augustine,
Mhm.
and we drove like 2 or 3 hours to like this super ghetto backyard. This guy like built a whole water park in his backyard,
A
that's
water
cool.
park?
and it was on a river. So they had like rope swings. There was like 3 different heights,
That's cool.
and like you could like walk on the tree all the way out and jump like to like a 30-foot drop. And he built like a water slide with like a little pump and stuff like that. And he goes, all right. He goes, and you sign a waiver when you get there because it's like his backyard. So like anything you do is like you're
Good
in
luck.
Yeah, it's his
Yeah.
liability.
So
Oh my god.
super sketch. Just sketch.
How long ago was this? This is when you were a young dumb
3 years
kid,
ago.
right? Oh my god.
3 years ago.
Okay.
4 years ago.
Like I said, a young
If anybody
dumb
sees a
kid.
gator, say something so everybody can get out immediately. And, like, because it's on a river.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
coming
They'll
from, like,
come right up.
you know.
Oh yeah.
And So like he had a dog, and he's like, oh, he's like the dog, you know, and because everybody that lives near water down there all have dogs, so that way they send the dogs out, because if the dogs will get eaten before you do.
Oh my gosh.
Not right, but
Hell no.
it's just the nature of the beast. Like he's like I have a dog. He's like, that's how we test the water for the day to see if there's alligators like nearby.
Hell.
So the dog will go swimming, and then he'll call the dog back in. If the dog makes it back in, there's no alligators.
Clear.
Yeah, it's clear. I swear to God, I can't make this shit up. So
Don't you like, this is just one part of the United States. How different it is than where we live.
I can't wait to tour the country.
Oh my God.
I can't wait.
I've been to some places and I'm like, wow. We were just in Georgia. We went from Georgia to South Carolina. Her brother lives in Georgia, but they have a house in South Carolina. And we went to a wedding and we drove through, and I was like because we're so populated here and there's so much accessibility, I was blown away. And I've been to third world country. Like, I've been to some crappy places in the world. And I don't even want to say crappy. It's just, they don't have the resources we have.
Yeah.
And I was just shocked, absolutely shocked at how different it was.
It's crazy. It's a whole different world out there.
Whole different
But
world.
they make it work. They
yeah.
make it work. That's the sick thing.
They knew, like, everybody's like, where are you guys from?
The
Like,
music
oh,
stops
do we stand
when we
out?
walk in.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
you're standing like a sore thumb.
yeah.
And
our
I'm
rental
like,
car
and
was-
I'm loud. So we walk into a Dairy Queen, and I'm like, "What's a Dairy Queen?" Like, I knew about it in, like,
We have
what's
Dairy
the
Queens up here.
yeah, but she's
only a
never
couple.
been.
I hardly ever go. I'm lactose
Bl-
tolerant, so I just only
Oh.
limited
Blizzard.
amount of.
shit.
So we went into
Between
one.
that and Cold Stone, the best ice cream you could probably get.
I've been to Cold Stone,
Yeah. I don't
Once,
even
twice.
is it still here? Is
Yeah.
it? Oh,
Yeah,
it is still
yeah,
here.
it's the
I
best
haven't-
ice cream ever.
Oh, okay.
but so we walk in, and I'm loud, and I'm like, blah blah blah. So she holds the cone upside down and shows me
Like,
that
what are
it's
you
not
doing?
doing anything. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Thick
So-
with 3 C's.
I know, and I'm like, oh, geez.
It's like, I've never had anything from here. She looked like a kid in a candy store. I swear to God. I mean, it was ice cream, right? But she was like, I've never had anything. What should I get on it? Blah, blah, blah,
And
blah,
my
blah.
accent, because I got a New York accent.
Oh yeah. I was in Texas a couple 2 months ago for a road trip, and we went to Andy's Frozen Custard.
I don't know what that is. It's heaven. Heaven.
Blows ice cream out of the water.
Oh,
Really?
Frozen custard is the shit.
Is custard like the stuff you put in the middle of donuts? That type of, oh, I love
Frozen.
that.
It's thicker than ice cream. Oh my God.
Hmm.
It was the
Memory lane.
best ever. She goes, "Oh, we'll have a line for an hour. Like, people wait an hour for this stuff." Because
Wow.
there's
It's
not
that
there's-
popular.
It's just there's one like she's like oh there's one like 2 miles away.
Huh.
She goes, but we're all swamped. People love this.
Is
like,
it a chain just in Texas? I've never heard of it.
It's I'm pretty sure it's a chain, but it's just frozen custard is
Why
blows
don't you,
ice cream out of the
why
water.
don't you open that in this area?
Because I don't have a $500,000 laying around yet, and I already
Maybe
have,
the franchise
I have enough
wasn't.
shit to
yeah,
do
you
with my
have.
own
You
company.
do. You do. And I keep introducing you to more stuff.
Yeah,
so-
hey, you gotta make money doing this. Make money doing this.
Listen, look at all like the multi-millionaires, right? They have their hands in 10 to 20 things.
I know.
You know, it has to all be scalable though.
This is a franchise. We'll talk about it after the show. Maybe it's
Okay.
something we want to open. God damn, this shit is the bomb. I wish I
Blow
was
Dairy
kidding.
Queen out of the water.
Oh, easy.
I
But
wonder-
you're not, you're definitely not losing weight eating this stuff. That's
No.
for damn sure.
Oh, I'm not working
There you go, working hand in hand.
It's so funny because I know, well, Mary did catering once at this person's house. We won't say where it was, but they own McDonald's, but they don't eat McDonald's. Their whole house is organic, like grass-fed,
Natural, all
natural.
They know what's in that shit.
But they're multimillionaires because they own McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, there is a place
Well,
for
that's-
ownership versus being a customer.
One of my coworkers who has young kids goes, "You never bring your kids to any fast food restaurants." I'm like, "They don't think it's real food," which is
It's not
true.
real food.
That's what we've been
Taco-
training
Taco
them
Bell's
since they were
shit.
little.
Oh,
Except
Taco
Taco
Bell and
Bell.
I are not
Oh,
friends.
that's exactly. That was at the wedding.
Taco Bell. Taco Bell is like your ex that you can't live without.
Oh.
Like you don't want to see him all the time, but every once in a while it wouldn't hurt to go back.
God,
That's
I haven't
they had
talked
at
to
the
you in
wedding.
so long.
That's Taco Bell for everyone.
And then at the wedding, they brought Taco Bell in after,
At the end of the
because they
night,
know how to throw a goddamn party. That's why.
like
Or
bags and bags of Taco
They just
Bell.
wanted to make sure you weren't leaving the hotel the next day.
Yeah.
One or the other. But either way, I don't blame them. I would do the exact same.
and my
But
dad was having
that is
two of
Taco
them.
Bell, in my opinion, for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Nobody should ever, an ex, is great, but like you never want to see your ex all that much. And if you see your ex every time, it's probably not a healthy relationship. But
Probably shouldn't be your ex.
she's great in bed, or he is great in bed, and you're like, let me take a visit every once in a while. That is Taco Bell for everyone. You're like, I know I shouldn't,
And I know what's
but
going to happen.
nobody's watching. So why not? That's Taco Bell.
Oh, I haven't had late nights like that in forever.
It used to be
Forever.
daytime lunches for me.
Oh, yeah.
That used to be Friday afternoon lunch.
We had we had Mexican Grill 2000.
What's that?
Best tacos in the world over in Patchogue on 112. Shout out to Mexican Grill 2000 for not sponsoring this. And,
Where are they? They're on
they're
112?
on 112, right across from Chevy
There's-
112, I think.
Oh, okay.
Nissan 112.
Okay.
And it's amazing.
We'll
Never
have to
been
try
there.
that.
We'll have to try. We like
Well,
Tex-Mex food a lot.
No, this isn't Tex-Mex.
It's like real Mexican.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
Mexican.
good.
Like queso blanco, that type of.
I think they have queso blanco. I just
Okay.
get a burrito. Their burritos are out of this world.
Okay.
They're across the street from Nissan 112.
Okay.
In this little strip mall, you might get shot.
Yeah.
but
No.
We get those a lot.
phenomenal. The best food. It's a super not nice shopping center, and like half the stores are vacant in there.
Was it near the bagel store that used to be over there?
That I don't know. There's a bakery. There's Jilly's.
Yeah, there's a bakery.
Wine and liquor, and there's a pizzeria.
Okay. It's on one of the four corners.
It's on the corner of. Let's see.
It's
here.
Woodside and 112, right?
Is it Woodside? I don't know if it is. No, it's Morris Avenue.
Oh, okay.
Worth it though if you're in the area. Shout
Okay.
out for them for making bomb food. But ate that.
We'll have to try it.
Ate that and just in a coma. It's so good. You
It's
just
that
want to
good?
eat all of it.
Oh, so you can't save half of it.
I mean, some people with willpower can. I am not one of those people though. So no.
Mary's usually pretty good at that. She'll be like,
Sometimes.
I'm going to pack this up for lunch tomorrow.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. If it's not after a soccer game.
Oh no.
Because she's like, I won't say her age, but like still thinks she's 19 playing soccer on a soccer field.
no, I have second lunch or
bad.
second dinner. So I'm like, if I'm gonna save this, I'll save it for the following hour.
Right.
Okay.
So like if I eat it at 3, that's my 4 o'clock.
That's your
Lunch too.
snack.
Lunch
Okay.
too.
So when do you eat dinner if you're eating at 4 o'clock?
I don't know. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm like a 1 or 2 meal a day kind of guy.
That's how I am too. Like Mary's big on dinner. I'm not. I'd rather have a bigger lunch
And breakfast and
No, I'd rather have big dinner. No, I'd rather if somebody was like, hey, you can only pick 2 of the 3 meals during the day, breakfast, dinner. I would skip lunch every day.
Oh, not me. I'd rather breakfast, lunch, no dinner.
I've done that. In the summertime, I tend to be so occupied with the projects that's what I do. I'll have breakfast and then skip lunch and then dinner. I'm like, oh, I forgot to eat lunch.
Dinner's the enemy of productivity. I mean, lunch is the enemy of productivity.
Not if you have a healthy lunch.
Who wants to do that?
Oh. Well, because then I'm asleep at my desk at 3 o'clock if I eat crappy.
No, I'd rather just skip it.
Oh, okay.
I've gotten to the point now where I just don't like salads enough that I'm like, I can't wait to have a salad for lunch. No, I'd rather just not eat.
Oh, I like salads. You put avocados, some almonds, all of
Some
that.
delicious creamy dressing. and
No, like
all of that.
balsamic
Candied
vinaigrette.
walnuts, and that's the salad I like.
Okay. With like the onion strings and
Yeah.
all that crap
Yeah,
on
I'm
there.
not looking
Got
at
it.
it. Yeah.
Okay. You're not looking at his health. You're
I'm
looking
just
at his.
giving up a bun.
Got
That's
it.
what we're doing. We're giving up bread and trading it for dressing. That's what we're doing.
So what are your favorite? Let's talk about restaurants for a second. We don't need to do shout outs if you don't want. What are like your top 3 restaurants in the area?
Define in the area.
Like within like 10 miles of us, because we live pretty close. So
10 miles of us, restaurants.
because I haven't tried a whole bunch of Patchogue yet.
I've recently become a pretty big fan of Dang Barbecue in East Islip.
Never heard of it.
Bomb.
Okay.
Patchogue. What do I like in Patchogue? Restaurants or just like places to eat?
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't need to be a real sit down. It could be.
Shit. I like Bubba's Burritos in East Islip also.
I don't ever go to East Islip.
I've
You're
been trying to get
missing
there.
out. Bubba's?
No, to anywhere in East Islip. I like
Yeah.
that town.
Yeah,
Big
I
facts.
never go there.
Verde
Okay.
Kitchen in East Islip, in Bayshore.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
Verde
it's one of our
Kitchen's good.
faves.
We like that one.
In the area. God damn.
I like their green salsa, like their green. I don't know. Salsa, is that what it is?
Salsa verde.
Yeah, salsa verde. So good.
Who else do I like? Who do I like in Patchogue?
But everything
I
you said is
barbecue
like
in Patchogue.
Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
you don't eat Italian?
I do. It's not like my first choice. They just give you family size portions. I'm like not trying to eat family size portions
Yeah.
all the time.
Got it.
I like Buteras. Buteras is good, but that's like a sit down.
Yeah.
I don't really do sit down dinners anymore. It's weird. Like even my girlfriend's like, we never like do like date night. I'm like, we do date night all the time. We just don't go to like really nice restaurants and sit down for 3 hours. I go, I don't have that kind of time to sit down for 3 hours and do nothing.
Right.
You know.
Well, you're spending quality time with your girlfriend.
Yeah, but I'd rather do that. I can do that in so many other ways that one, aren't costing me a fortune, and two, I don't have to feel like I'm gonna die when I get up from
That's
the table. That's the catch with that.
Got it.
Who else? Who do I like? I love Ferchie's Pizza right here. Satellite's decent, but I like Ferchie's Pizza a lot.
I went there once.
Ferchie's Pizza.
Yeah,
It's
once.
great.
More for like the stuff like the mozzarella and all that
Sure.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
5 Points. I like 5 Points. I like 5 Points a lot. It's probably a little prejudiced because I work there. But I think they have great food.
They do.
Like
I love their
for the price that you pay.
I love their salads.
They do have good salads. They do have good salads. I'll give you that. Who do I eat where do I eat in Patchogue?
It's so hard to find a spot. That's one of the biggest problems there is getting the spot.
Yeah. Sable Inn is going to be my new spot.
Oh,
Sable Inn is going to be my new spot for
Love Sable Inn.
sure. Love that spot. It's warm. It's homey. It's a cool spot.
it's local.
Yeah, it's local.
Yeah.
You can get trashed and walk home because nobody would ever drive. That'd be silly. Even if you live
You could ride your bike
Uber.
I could.
or Uber. I mean, who drinks and drives with Uber and Lyft
Lyft.
now?
Sam Hunt. Apparently,
Oh no, he did not.
you didn't hear about this?
No,
Like 2 days ago, we got a Dewey.
Sam Hunt.
15 and a 30.
Oh, missed
Oh,
it.
we love him.
Sir, do you know why I pulled you over? Doing 15 and yeah, exactly. Are you drunk? Yeah, I am. Dewey.
Aw, we love him.
Well, that's like
I do
there's
too.
a lot of these celebrities that are like that did that.
Well, I think
Michelle Rodriguez, Abby Wambach.
oh my God, we haven't talked about this. I got to meet her this year.
Who?
Abby Wambach.
Rewind.
Oh my God, we didn't
Tell
talk
them,
about
tell them about
Okay,
what
wait,
we
oh,
did.
Jesus,
we did
I'm
the
getting
family
excited.
trip of the year last year.
Oh my God, I got
Abby-
excited. I almost
Or
messed
this
up
past
the whole
year, actually.
thing.
It was 2019 we went. Duh.
Abby Wambach, my favorite female soccer player ever. Okay, so we decided as a family
This
trip.
is the girl with the flag, isn't it? Did you hear about this? Isn't it this girl that like stepped on the flag or something like that?
Abby did?
I'm pretty sure. I'll find out right now.
Okay, so let me back up for a sec. So we
possible.
decided we were going to create like the best trip ever with the kids, and we went to the Women's World Cup this year in France. It was
You went to France?
Yes.
went to France.
Never.
Jesus.
We don't speak French.
Oh no.
No, I don't think that's
What
who
girl was it?
Rapone.
Oh, Megan.
Oh, yeah. I could see that.
Well, she stands up for certain things.
I know,
I don't
but
always agree with, but
She probably did it with political reasons behind backing it.
But can we get back to the Women's World Cup?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, awesome. So we go to France. We stay in like like Airbnbs. They don't use air conditioning there,
And a damn heat wave.
and it's 95 degrees hot and humid, hot as hell. We go to the World Cup. We went to Mont Blanc, which is like the highest point. Where Switzerland,
Alps,
the
yeah.
Alps, where they all come
Italy,
together. Went to Geneva,
Yep.
Italy, Switzerland, and France.
France all come together. there. We went up through those.
Rented a car. I
countries.
clearly drive way too slow, by the way, as compared.
She got passed like we were stopped.
Oh
And
my
we were going
God.
80. We were going 80.
Oh my God, it was crazy. It was crazy, but it was amazing. The only thing, and I know people are not going to like this, was we did not love Paris. It was dirty. I felt threatened. The girls felt very uncomfortable and like felt
Daughters.
yeah.
I
felt-
fit in.
Felt very
You
uncomfortable.
fit in?
I fit in there.
Why?
I don't know. I guess my complexion, because I'm darker than them. They were white as bright, daylight. And I'm darker because I got a lot more tan in the summertime.
Sure.
And I have darker features. They have all bright.
Yeah, but I don't think that was it. I think,
that's it. You had blue eyes.
pinpointed us as American, and
Nobody had blue eyes there.
no.
I didn't see many people.
Oh,
A lot of
I
people
don't.
were dark.
That wasn't even.
Yeah, 3 days ago, Sam Hunt got his DUI, by the way.
Oh, 3 days?
3 days ago.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
you
hear
guys
about
didn't
that.
know this.
No. I don't watch the news, by the way. I live in a bubble.
I don't
Because
watch
there's
the news
so
either.
much crap.
Usually it
I
throws
can't-
up on it comes up on your feed. It didn't even come up on my news feed.
Yeah.
I
No.
have to put that on there.
So yeah, so that was like our big trip for the year. And then we came back and I get open finance in the city. Like they have events that go on. And I got this thing, who wants to come meet Abby Wambach? I was like, I swear to shit, like how is this happening all at one time?
Sure.
Like we go to the World Cup, didn't meet her there. You know,
She was there too.
She was there, but not till the end. Because that's what we talked about.
Right.
And then now she's doing, because she's promoting, you know, women being on boards
Equality and financial equality and stuff like that.
Women equality and all that kind of stuff. So it was incredible. It was her and Ani Aluka. Is that how you say her name?
Yeah.
She's
I think it's Annie Aluka.
Annie Aluka. Sorry, she's
Aluka.
British. She's a British player, but she also has a law degree in Britain and in the United States. She's beyond brilliant. She just came out with a
God.
book. Really,
Yeah,
it was
she's
just, it
awesome.
was such an awesome
She's a
evening.
soccer player?
Yeah, well,
Soccer
she
player.
was former
Yeah.
player from
Yeah, yeah,
England.
yeah.
They're
Oh my
too
God.
old. They
Yeah.
grew. You get to
they're
be my
not-
age, not supposed to play anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure you got to age out at some point. Otherwise, you're gonna
some of us
see
do.
this-
He starts to get hurt. So yeah, so
Dumbest
that was like the
injuries.
big highlight of everything going right. What else
Yeah.
has gone on?
Uh,
Oh, and the girls are acting and
yes,
modeling.
that's the other thing.
Who was?
Both my girls, both my daughters.
Really?
Oh,
How'd you get them in that?
Oh, boy.
MG. My younger daughter wanted to act, right?
Okay.
And I was like, okay, we'll just all go to an audition. It won't turn into anything. Sure enough, she got picked to go to acting school there and to start auditioning. My older daughter, when we go, I was like, I just want you to do this because she's kind of an introvert. I said, I just want you to do
And
it.
shy.
Get out of your comfort zone. You know, like everything in life so far has been pretty easy.
Mhm.
Push her out of her comfort zone. The woman goes to her, you know, you could really do print modeling. Like you have a look about you. And how much do you want to be here on a scale of 1 to 10? She's like, a 1. I was made to come here. My mother made me come. I have no interest. But she got chosen. So she said, I'll try it. I said, just try it like 5 times. No big deal. Just try, try it out. See
Yeah.
if you like it. She hated what she was originally put into.
I wish
And
I
then-
could be a model. I feel like it's the easiest life ever.
You think? I don't know.
If I could be a fat dude model. Yeah. No cheeseburgers today, but tomorrow get down and dirty. Okay. If you say so. Do you want to go to the gym this week? I don't know. Well, if you go, great. If you don't, great.
Well, there's acting for everybody now because there's so many shows on there. It's
I
not
know.
all about like waif,
I know.
right? So yeah, so now they're both acting and modeling. They
Good.
both tried out for, it's called IMTA, International Modeling and Talent Association in the city.
No shouting out.
Oh yeah, there was no shout out there really. Because I'm just saying what's going on. So Abby got in, my younger daughter. My
Sure.
older daughter didn't get in the first time, tried out again. Now they're both going for runway acting and all these other things. So we're in Melville 4 nights a week and
Right
on
now.
Saturdays and Sundays.
And in July, we're in Manhattan for a week. A full week
I'll show
in
you.
Manhattan.
I'll get some
They'll
pictures
be
so you
like
could see.
full on going all day learning. And then agencies at the nighttime, I guess, or agencies in the afternoon
Where?
in Manhattan.
No, they're in front of agents and, and
So they're-
managers the whole time.
I thought they were going for classes and then they're going to have agents. So it's now just
That's
agents
the
all
older
full
one.
time
And
for
the
a
one in
week.
the green dress is the younger. That's only 5 of them.
Jesus.
She's 13 and the other one's 11.
Do I swipe?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. It's on
Is it 11?
Dropbox. That's the younger one.
hmm
Oh my God.
She's 11.
Yeah, but they have all these poses that they practice. Then the other day I came home from work and I'm hearing click, clock, click, clock, click, clock, click,
Their
clock.
heels
I'm like, what
and-
the fuck is that noise? And it's them upstairs. I go, are you practicing your runway walks? They go, yes. I'm like, okay. In like 7 inch, I don't know how many inches. How many inches are those heels?
Oh, Abby's, they're
Yeah.
like 4-inch heels.
4 inches. They're too many inches for me. I
They're-
couldn't even
they're
count.
too-
I was like, geez.
They're not right for her, but for modeling, it's getting her comfortable
She was
walking on
hurting.
a runway that way.
She was hurting though.
But she's not walking around school in them.
But
or
when she came
going out in them.
home, she was like, my feet are killing me. I'm
Yeah.
like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
You're 11.
Like, they're crappy. I don't
Yeah.
wear heels anymore.
Yeah.
Kills your back. You
I
know,
wore wedges to the wedding for like
I don't
maybe
even
an
wear
hour.
shoes most of the
Done. An hour.
I love not wearing shoes.
I just
If I
wear
could,
flip flops all the time.
I would wear
Unless I
flip flops
need
all
it.
winter too.
That's nice.
But then I have to get I have to make sure I maintain my toenails. You know, I know that's probably your biggest problem too.
It's not my biggest problem either.
I don't even wear pants most of the time.
Oh my!
Just shorts. I wear shorts.
Oh.
I wear shorts.
I knew where he was going with that. Thank God.
I try to avoid pantalones as much as I can.
Why is that?
I
Do you
just-
get hot?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
It's just, I like to be comfortable. I love wearing hoodies. If it was up, if somebody was like, "Hey, what do you want to wear every single day?"
Hoodie.
T-shirt, shorts, hoodie, flip flops, every single day, forever. I feel
That's
so comfortable.
awesome.
It's great.
I coaxed my whole entire administration for me to wear sneakers every day because I had a bad injury last year for my ankle, and I had to wear. I actually was rolling around on a knee rover. You ever see those
yeah,
things?
we
They're
got-
super
yeah.
cool. I was
2
flooring
weeks
it
before we
throughout
went to
all my school.
France.
All the kids are like, "I want to go on it." I'm like, "Don't touch it. You have grimy hands now."
You get
So-
dirty, you child. You're dirty.
But I was flooring it through this. Oh my god, it's so smooth. Rolling through my whole entire school was so awesome. My school's pretty new, so so I said, well, my injury last year, I have to wear sneakers every day this year. Every
Oh my
day,
God.
sneakers. Doesn't matter what my outfit is.
But that's
awesome.
Oh my god,
Right?
I love it.
That's awesome.
But it's helping. Like
Oh,
my
I believe
ankle is so much better. I'm very happy. But yes, I like the idea of the hoodie. I now have to wear regular clothes though, like business casual.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
yeah. But on the weekend, she's always in sweats. Like, I'm surprised you didn't come here in sweats today.
I want to dress up.
Oh.
I haven't seen him in 2 years.
Truth.
Have you seen Ford versus Ferrari? Have you seen the
No, it's
movie
on
yet?
my list.
I think we're gonna go tonight. No, it's like I'm a closet adrenaline junkie with that stuff,
And she knows cars like
And
she
I-
knows cars.
and I'm like a car fanatic.
Do you know the story behind the whole thing?
I know some of the story. That's
I don't
why
know
wanna
it.
say Yeah. It was like a challenge to get a car that was faster than a Ferrari,
Yeah.
and it was Shelby that did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see it.
So I can't tell the whole story on air, but
No, don't tell the
no,
whole thing.
no, not that story. But well, there's the real story, and then there's whatever they're gonna put
Yeah,
in the movie.
yeah. But it's Matt Damon. I love him. I love him so much. He's one of my favorite actors.
Really?
I don't know why. I just love him. I loved him in
of Matt. Who's Matt?
Matt Damon. You know who he is.
I know who
we
he
bought a
is.
zoo.
I'm thinking of Mark Wahlberg. Oh, I know who Matt Damon is.
Yeah, he's the apples. What is it?
No, it was oh yeah.
How about them apples?
Yeah.
What is the movie called? The
Ooh.
Boston.
I know. I
It
forget.
was
the
him and
movie.
Ben Affleck made it
It
together.
was the first movie.
Holy heck! Why can't I think of it?
Oh, he was in the Born
He
Supremacy.
was
Oh my god! And I
ridiculously
loved him in that too.
intelligent. He was like really intelligent.
I love the
went to
Bourne
Harvard or whatever.
movies, but they just did such a shit job in filming them.
I love the Bourne movies.
Like
I agree.
The Born Supremacy. I think it was the Born
The last
Supremacy.
one?
The last one was like too shaky all the time. And
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like,
No,
It
it's
makes
just
me a little
cracked
nauseous.
out
Yeah.
who's recording. Like, why?
It was like woo, the whole time. It was all
It's,
moving.
the series is phenomenal. They just
Yeah.
did a terrible job recording it. I could redo that whole thing.
Well, because don't you think that stuff is going on right now? Hands down.
Oh, I know what's going
Sleeper
on.
cells, all that stuff.
Oh, for
yeah.
sure. I've had some podcasts and conversations recently that I can't talk about too much, but like people are like, "Oh yeah, I know this is going on. I know this is going on." Like, because
Oh, wow.
the podcast, I tell everybody, the podcast has two. There's really two sides of the podcast. There's the public side, which is what everybody sees, and then there's the after show side, which
Yeah.
nobody sees.
right.
And the after show side, which I wish everybody could see, is when the shit goes down. Because then it's like people are like, oh, I know that this is happening. I'm involved in this. This is what's going on. This is, like average people that are involved in like weird stuff. And you're like,
Like societies that people don't know about. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's crazy.
crazy.
I know.
Well, isn't that similar to what's going on in Syracuse, or is that a totally different thing?
No,
Okay.
that's totally different.
All right.
Like in my opinion, I have like normal people on here, but like there's always the side that everybody sees, and then there's the side that like nobody knows
Don't you
about.
think we all have two faces?
No, I live the exact same life all the time.
Well, I think. Do you really?
You could find me at any hour of the day all the time, and I'm the exact same person all the time. I've never
I
met
sound
anyone.
That way.
No.
What do you mean no?
Multiple personalities.
She says no.
I think they have a thing called a disorder for
Yeah.
that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
You don't see it. Everybody else outside of you sees it.
Oh, shit.
Look, now it's a psychology thing going on right now.
I don't look. That's how I roll. Like no matter.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you remember, you're an introvert.
Yeah.
But when you're on stage, you're not.
Oh, that's true.
So you have
is.
that.
Yeah.
You have that separate life.
I do.
I
like-
just try to be the same person 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's no like I have nothing to hide, anything like that.
There's nothing. Like for me, like I am more of an introvert, but then I like one-on-one conversations more. I don't love big crowds, but then I love speaking from stage because I'm making a difference for people.
Sure.
So I get out of my comfort zone for that. But if people bombard me afterwards to talk to me, it's like, Mary, talk to people. Like,
Yeah, that's
here you
my
go.
job. Then I take over.
Can you do that?
Do
'Cause-
that thing.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I don't know. That's just how I don't. That's at least the way I
but I don't have
try
any
to
like
be.
like sleeper cell crap going on
No.
underneath.
No, you just have information.
You know?
I don't know, but that's just what you see is what you get all the time. There's no one side or the other side or whatever it is.
Yeah.
At least I do my absolute best to present myself the exact same way.
Except
every
with the
single
cat
time.
lady.
What?
Except with the cat lady.
Well, no. This is also how I feel all the time. If somebody was like, "Hey, this is the crazy cat lady. Give her your thoughts," she will absolutely get that.
Aw.
No reservations on that.
You better get a cat shirt for Christmas so that you can walk across over
I'm
there.
just gonna nail it to a tree and be like, "Crazy cat lady, here's your goddamn Christmas present." You fucking weirdo."
Aw, she's probably such a sweet woman. She's nobody understands her
Why are you hiding behind a tree, lady?
because you made her nervous. You're walking through the
in a hoodie
woods
with with shorts on.
in the winter. Yeah, you made her
There's
nervous.
plenty of fluffy dudes that wear shorts all year long. I'm not the only one, and it's a fluffy guy thing. I know that for a fact.
It's a fluffy guy thing.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay. Well, a lot of kids in the schools do it.
That's yeah.
Like
I
middle
never
school.
grew up.
That's okay.
My goal is to be the exact same way I am now for the next 30, 40, 50 years.
Yeah, because you know what happens with women? This is like real talk now. What happens is we're in middle school.
Sure,
People pick on us or we have to fit in, blah, blah, blah. So we morph.
sure.
And then high school, we morph a little more. Then we go to college and then we try to be ourselves, but are morphed already, right?
Sure.
Then you get to 40, you say, F everyone else. I'm finally going to be who I really am. So you spend like all that time morphing.
How do you know about 40-year-olds?
Shut up, Mary.
How do you know about these things? You
So it's a whole bunch of bull crap that like we're taught in society. Women, I'm going to say more so than
Sure.
men.
I believe
You know,
that.
because I even see it with my daughters right now. Well, Emma, the older one, could give two craps what anybody thinks. And I have to say, she does a really good job at that. Like she just
Yeah.
is who she is.
Sure.
You take her or leave her, and that's it. She's not going to hang out all the time. She's going to put her boundaries up. That's cool. My younger daughter, like I see it going on. You know, I see like that she doesn't like to make anybody feel bad. Meanwhile, Emma's like, I'm just going to be myself. I could care less what you think.
Yeah, I'll piss off anybody all the time.
Yeah.
That's how I roll.
But then you get the friends that truly are your friends when you
Sure.
act, when you're who you are.
I think I also have like a very, I don't want to say skewed, but I'm definitely have like more like life knowledge and skills than I would say more people my age. Just because like being in sales breaks a shell.
yeah.
Bartending breaks that out of shell. Owning your own business and all of the and, like having a podcast and stuff like that. Like all of those like life events, being a fireman, you know, Eagle Scout and all that kind of stuff. Like all of those have helped just, I guess, form me into who I am. And because I've been through all of those things, like there's a lot of things that people talk about. They're like, I can't wait to do this. I'm like, you haven't done that yet? Like, what? Like, why haven't you done that yet? I'm just like, I don't know if it's because I'm fortunate or just because of like everything that I've done, but like, there's not a lot that I haven't done yet.
But you're authentic.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
try to be.
Yeah, women. Now this is a general statement, right? Because there are women that don't ever have these thoughts, but women come more into their authenticity as 35, 40, as they see 40 coming. At least for me, that's what happened. That's why women, as they get older, don't really give a rat's cahoots about what other people think.
I
Because
believe
they
it.
finally become who they're supposed to be.
Sure.
You know, I mean, that's what I advocate all the time is that women have alignment in all areas of their life.
Yeah.
But now I want to know where the sleeper cells are.
Honestly,
crazy
it's
stuff that goes on.
freaky. It's freaky. Just the stuff that you hear, like, of like things going on, stuff like that. You can find a lot of it on the internet. But
Yeah.
yeah. Like some people.
Yeah, but see, you control the internet. I'm not so good at that. Like Google's my best friend, and that's about as the extent of what I learned.
Oh, I can find anything on the internet.
I know.
Pretty goddamn quickly.
I know. That's a talent.
It is
Yeah.
a talent.
Yeah. That's your
Part
generation.
of my job also.
Well, yeah.
If you get paid for that kind of thing.
That's true. That's true. But you had that for a while.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
well,
yeah.
work for an IT company and all that kind of stuff. You learn to
Yeah.
get pretty talented on
Yeah.
there. Google's a skill, I would say, for sure.
Google's my best friend. Every question, like Google just tells me what it
It is
is.
listening to you.
It-
Oh, you want to know a great book? Everybody Lies. Great book.
Everybody lies.
Great
Okay.
book.
Okay. Is that about internet stuff or is
Yeah.
how like my iPhone just listens to everything I say all the time?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's some statistical facts for you.
All right. This
There's-
stuff fascinates me.
There's more racists on the Democratic side than there are on the Republican side. Proven through data.
I mean, through like listening to phones and stuff.
No, just how you Google things, right? So they figured out that if depending on how you searched for the last election, if you searched Hillary versus Trump versus Hillary, would help them declare if you're left wing or right wing. And then following that, your searches afterwards. So like we're getting into the terms of like big data. So there's drastically more racists that are leftist, like that side of it than there are on the right side. Women worry just as much about their vagina smell as men do about their dick size. Yep, fun fact for you. Google knew that Trump was going to win the election long before he won.
I did hear that actually.
Yeah, Google knew
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
long before the election who was going to win.
Well, it's just because based on the data that came in from their searches and stuff. Huh.
Fascinating.
Think about it, right? Everybody uses
uses
Google.
Google.
Yeah. Yeah. What happened to Ask Jeeves? That was
Yeah.
too much to type in. Ask Jeeves.
Dogpile.com.
Dogpile.
What the heck is Dogpile?
Oh, I used to use that. Okay, so I did HTML,
Yeah.
and that was back in 2000.
Oh, Ask.com
whatever.
is still a thing. Look at that.
It was 2000, I
Dinosaurs
think.
still exist.
2002. 2002, I got my
Dogpile
master's.
still exists?
No, Ask
Jeeves?
Jeeves.com.
Dogpile, I don't think exists. I was doing all, like processing my own websites.
Dogpile comes right up. Dogpile.com. Here it is.
Oh, I still have it in existence. I used it for part of my one of my masters I got. I don't know. It was pretty cool. Alternative methods to dissection.
This is crazy. Dogpile. It's just like a shitty version of Google.
Yeah, that's about right. Still is.
So I want to know more about what Google found out. I'm fascinated.
I don't remember
this
all
is
the
cool.
statistics. I got to listen to
Yeah.
the book again. But there's just like there's a lot in that book. Like
It's crazy.
incredible amounts of data, and like it's all public information. Like for
Yeah.
the most part, like Google, if you
Right.
search like Google Trends and all that kind of stuff, like you could see a lot of it. But if you go in like analyze all the data, you can figure out a lot of it, and it's just like it's crazy. Like the book and like literally the amount of people that lie in this world because they like either want to be cool, and that's actually
That's that no authenticity thing. We're back to that again.
so. That book I also attribute to a lot of like me being who I am, right? Everybody has the exact same concerns, problems, and questions, right? Google will actually know before a region is getting sick, long before doctors actually know that a whole region's getting sick or an epidemic is happening or an outbreak is happening or things like that. Google will know all of that information long before anybody
Because
else
everybody's
does.
Googling it.
Exactly. Hey, I'm
Ah.
sick. I'm coughing a lot. Well, if I'm coughing a lot,
Oh.
and you're coughing a lot, and you're coughing a lot, and 35 other people in this town are coughing a lot, and you're searching those key terms that says
Right.
like, hey, coughing a lot. Well, what is coughing attributed to, right? And now you could say, oh, everybody keeps landing on this page, and they spend a lot of time on this page. Well, Google knows, hey, I don't know, asthma's going around or whatever, or people are getting asthma now or whatever it is. Like
Yeah.
Google will know long before the doctors actually know.
So it's way
Fascinating.
easier than Erin Brockovich.
Wait, what happened?
Erin Brockovich.
Who's yeah?
She was
Me
the
too.
woman. No,
Who's that?
it was
Google
some
her,
little
she is
town. Some little town. Yeah, Erin Brockovich. It was a
It was
good
about-
movie. She found out there was like a lot of illnesses happening in one town,
Uh-huh.
and it was due to a company.
It was contaminated toxicity in their water.
Their water was being contaminated, and then they
Yeah.
were like, or was it a gas? Were they tapping?
Fracking?
Fracking.
Fracking.
Another one is about fracking. The fracking of the area screwed up the whole entire town and friggin' killed off a lot of people and their
A lot of people
cows.
got cancer.
Cows were going down left and right, and it knocked out the whole entire industry there. So they lost out a lot of money. But
Well, and not to
anyway,
mention
but
people.
that's the thing. Like Google would be able to detect way
Oh,
before.
yeah,
She had to go through years and years of research and stuff at libraries and like going through microfiche back in the day, and then
You
they
never
would just be
used
able-
microfiche, did you?
We had to use that.
You're like, what is that?
We had to go through the Dewey Decimal System too. Finding
No?
the
I know
resources.
the Dewey Decimal System.
Oh,
Okay.
Actually, so one of my buddies who homeschools his kids is teaching his kids the Dewey Decimal System right now.
Oh, really?
It's a good idea.
Down south, yeah.
It's a good idea.
Where does he live? He homeschools.
Louisiana.
Oh, I would do
he's
that too.
All
I
the
would do
public
that
schools
too.
around here are shit. So
What?
What
I
happened?
would.
I would homeschool if they're going to make the
a good idea.
vaccinations mandatory. We won't get into that whole thing.
We can.
We don't have to. But one of my big things is like taking parental rights away for vaccinations is like BS. However, my kids are vaccinated, but like HPV and other things, no, thank you. Too many side effects. That's my thought process on that.
We've had students actually leave our schools because they've been mandated to be vaccinated just from the measles, mumps, rubella.
Sure.
Like the parents were like, nope, see ya, they're out.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We
But
haven't
I
seen
get
them
it though,
since-
because some people
Right.
have said that their kids
Mhm.
get autism because of it. Like they see the difference before and after.
Sure.
I was fortunate enough that did not happen to my children, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
yeah,
I haven't done enough research. I don't have kids, so it doesn't really impact me. So
right.
I just haven't spent enough. I've seen both sides of the stories for the most part. I've seen both supporting and non-supporting
Yeah.
statements. And my buddy who's a nurse just published an article that was written by a non-government funded completely neutral source with like 650,000 participants. It's the largest study that's ever been done, and there was zero proof of like any side effects as far as like getting autism after vaccinations, but I didn't like read into what
Yeah.
vaccinations it is and that kind
Right.
of stuff. So I was like, all right, there's probably some truth to a lot of this, and there's probably some
Yeah.
some falsehood to a lot of this, but I was like, you know what? Not that I'm going to be ignorant. I just don't have time to research something that has zero.
It's not on your horizon right now.
And it's
Right.
not like I have a podcast guest lined up who's going to be like, hey, we're going to have an anti-vaxxer conversation.
Yeah.
Where I need to brush up on my anti-vaxxing.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Okay, cool.
So when that
That's good.
time comes, I'll brush up. But
Well,
for
there's
now-
there's a walkout.
December 5th.
December 5th.
Yeah.
There's a walkout for
from schools.
from
Yeah.
schools. Now, I don't know where it's going to lead to. I mean, it's taking a stand for as parental rights that because some of it also says now I don't.
I love how this is the thing that everybody fights over, but not the Common Core and things like that. I just think it's funny.
I
when
can't
parents-
follow Common Core.
Oh, well, that's the problem.
Elementary school, I had to
Nobody can.
Google. I was like,
Uh,
I don't know how to put these circles
It's all right.
together.
I had this crazy math teacher who told me I wasn't going to carry around a calculator for the rest of my life either. So just let that one sink in.
That you would. It's on our phones. What are you
Exactly.
talking about?
She told me we were never going to carry around a calculator for the rest of our life.
Oh.
Oh, you need to know this stuff. Why? Because you're not going to carry around a calculator for the rest of your life. Bitch, I got Google now. I don't even need a calculator. I got Google. Google will literally tell me anything I need to know.
Now, do you think it's dumbing down society?
No,
You don't.
not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
I'm curious
There's
what-
definitely core things that you need to know
Yeah.
as a human. There's no doubt about that. But
True.
I firmly believe that Google is making people way smarter. Way smarter. The problem is the people, not Google.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
If you want to know that vaccinations are bad for you, you're only going to look up the information that proves vaccinations are bad for you.
You're not going to read both sides.
Exactly.
Okay. I
That is
read
where the
both sides.
problem
Okay, got
arises. So, and it's not just vaxes, it's everything, right?
Do you think this is causing the extremists both ways
Oh,
right now?
absolutely. It's causing echo chambers, right? An echo chamber is when, and I see this all the time, and not even, in my world too. Like, if you only go into something with one belief of thought, right? Let's just take religion, because everybody hates religion. So,
Or hates talking about it.
yeah, or hates talking about religion, right? Like, if you just think to yourself that being, Catholicism is great, and I'm going to be Catholic and go to church every day, and anybody that doesn't agree with what I do is an asshole, well, that's all you're ever going to believe ever. And when if you just think to yourself every day that, everything that happened is because of your God and only your God, and nobody else is allowed to have any other beliefs, and and all you're searching online and all the people you're hanging out with are only from that belief, you can't ever take a moment to look at anything else.
Right.
You know,
There's a lot of people like that.
that's
Yeah.
one of the major issues, right? And people, you know, religion has killed more people than anything in this world, with the exception of malaria. Malaria is number one as far as killing people, followed by
Black Plague, maybe.
I think it's the Black Plague and religion. But if I Google it, it's not going to come up because, you know, people don't count religion as killing people.
Yeah.
But
Right.
literally, religion has killed, we'll say top 5 to just use general numbers, people in this world, right? And then, you know, you get you get Jewish people that are like, wow, you know, Jewish people, you know, Jewish is the only way to go, and you know, and then you have the extreme, you know, Hasidic Jews who don't even affiliate with anybody else or speak to anybody else, and they have their own ambulances in some parts of the country and stuff like that. And then you have, you know, you have like the Quran and you have those beliefs, and then there's different, you know, then you have Greek Orthodox, and like there's all of these different things. But when you only spend time in that area of it, like that's why I'm an atheist, that's all you actually know. So until you could remove yourself from that scenario and say, you know, okay, fine, I believe, you know, I'm Catholic, whatever religion you are, but taking 20 minutes out and doing a Google search to say what other religions believe in and things like that, it's probably not the worst idea in the world. But that's what happens with everything on the internet all the time. And here's the other problem. When all you do is search that kind of stuff, Google and YouTube and all of these other algorithms know that that's what you believe in, and then they're just going to keep showing you more of what you believe in.
Exactly.
Facebook included. You know, if you get really angry, if you're right wing and you get really angry at the left, or you're, you know, left wing and you get really angry at the right, they just show you either things to get really angry about, because that gets you to spend more time on their platform and consume more of their content, which means they're getting more information on you and learning more about you. Or, you know, if you like things of a certain that agree with you, they're going to show you more of that. They don't actually show you anything that like might persuade you or anything like that. which is
Anything
the
outside
worst
your
thing.
own beliefs.
That's where the issues reside.
Yeah, because all the algorithms feed you constantly
course.
the same stuff.
Of course, and why wouldn't
Yeah.
they? They're a business.
Yeah.
You know, if I knew, if I knew that you loved soda, how can I make sure there's soda in here every time you come?
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna be like, this Harrison guy's a swell guy. He just loves it. He always has my favorite drinks every time I come. You know, it's just shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just so bad. You can't just look at everything one-sided. You have to look at everything in a full 360 all the time. And if you're not one to look at things at a full 360, you have to admit that you haven't looked at it from all sides.
Yeah. I'm fascinated by religion, by what makes different areas of the world tick, because and I'm not a very religious person, but I'm very spiritual, like believe in
The universe.
spirituality. Yeah, the universe and all that.
It's crazy.
It's 2 blue herons, by the way, flew over me again today.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, it's just like a sign that just keeps coming at me. It's kind of interesting. But anyway, I'm fascinated by monks and what monks do. I'm fascinated by like how like Mary's sister is Hasidic, and I'm fascinated like how she has this community of people around her and the beliefs around her. To me, it's too much. Like I want to just be free to flow in life and not feel as though no matter what I believe in is holding me back or are limiting my beliefs. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And that's where I find some religions kick in, is I feel it holds you back from being able to be who you are, without a doubt. You know,
That's just one of the things. In my
that's
opinion.
one. Yeah, that's one.
You know, and I'm not saying any religion is good or bad. So for anyone that's getting angry listening to this, I don't care what religion you partake in. That means nothing to me. But you know, you have to look at everything from all sides. You know,
Yep, 100%.
if you don't, well, then the shame on you, right? You know, if you Google everything and every answer, you always get the answer you want. You could always find the answer you want on Google. Just search hard enough and you will find it every single time. You know, I could probably find out that my coughing is linked to bone cancer somehow, somewhere on the internet. I promise you that. It's some cancer out there is linked to coughing. I guarantee it, bone cancer to be exact. Like, just if you want that answer, it's going to be out there. That's just how it is.
It's going to give it to you.
It's going to give it to you. You
Yeah.
have to look at it like, hey, I'm coughing. Well, why am I coughing? You know, I love when people are like, I'm sick. Well, why, you know, back when I used to be an EMT, right? I can't breathe. Bitch, do you know what a vacuum is? Use one, and you'll be able to breathe in your goddamn house. Like, come on, lady.
Yeah.
You don't need an oxygen tank. You need to clean your goddamn house and open a window.
It's toxic.
That's
in
true.
here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, old people don't open windows
And
ever.
get rid of your goddamn cats.
So
Sorry.
annoying.
They piss and shit all over the place. It's disgusting.
And you don't clean it.
Living in it. Mm-hmm. And you wonder why you're sick. Like, come on, lady.
Yeah.
Yep.
So why did you decide to go from EMT to firehouse?
I was always a fireman, and then I became
Okay.
an EMT.
Okay.
And then I let my EMT lapse. So you get your EMT certification for 3 years. If you don't do any CMEs, continuing medical education, it ends after 3 years. Because after 3 years, the government thinks that that's enough time when rules and regulations and protocols have changed
Okay.
enough that you need to refresh. So
Right.
I can do a refresher, and I can do what's called a challenge, where I go and I take a test to prove what I know and what I don't know, and then I could just focus on those areas that I don't know, and then
Okay.
I'll be back in action. The reason why I let mine lapse is because, one, in Bayport, we just don't get enough stuff that I was learning enough. So, like, I wasn't using all of my skills. It was all very basic. And was I helping? Yes. But most of the time, it was things that we just didn't do enough that I've, if I had to deal with a gunshot wound on my 3rd year of being an EMT, I
Right.
had no idea what to do.
Right.
It's just I never dealt with it before, right?
Got it.
And there's that, and then there was no gain at all. It didn't make me feel any better. I didn't feel like I was a better person for being an EMT.
Okay.
There was no monetary, value associated with it, and it's not something that I love to do. It wasn't
Okay.
anything that I woke up and I was like, love being an EMT today. I love being a fireman. I was never like ecstatic about being an EMT. It was like,
Okay.
all right, cool, I'm an EMT. Took the test, I passed it.
Okay.
It's something I could do. So
But you didn't feel like it was like a big enough contribution to stick with it.
not for
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious because I know Mary's talked about that a little bit about.
Well, it's just I
possibly-
want to give back to the community.
It's
More so
it's
than
great.
doing.
Like, especially if you're going to join like Sayville.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. Sayville runs a lot of calls.
We have a ton of calls.
Well, there's also the ambulance corps too, is right there.
Well, that's
Well, that's
what I
it.
mean.
Oh, okay.
But like, because we're like, when I joined, I was with the firehouse, and I didn't go to the Sayville Community Ambulance. We were only first responders, so we would go to the scene and establish like basic care, and then
Right.
the ambulance would take over and take them out. And a lot of times too, the ambulance beat us there for a lot of things, or like
Right.
got there right when we got there. So it's not even like we got to do a lot of stuff. So my hands-on was very limited on it, and every time you do, every once in a while you do CPR or something like that, but
Yeah.
like, you don't need to be an EMT to do CPR.
Right.
Right.
You know.
Everybody knows that. In a
Well, not
sense.
everybody.
Most
Yeah.
people that are in
Yeah.
emergency services usually.
If it's a diabetic, chances are pretty good they might need glucose.
Yeah.
It's like common sense things.
Right.
That like, yes, did you need to know like when to give somebody nitroglycerin? Absolutely. But I don't think I ever administered nitroglycerin in my life. Ever. Like, we learned it in class. That's
Right.
it.
Not a ton of overdoses.
Oh, it's not an overdose, but you don't use nitro for it. You use
Yeah. Narcan.
Narcan, yeah. But like, you can't overdose on Narcan.
No. But what I'm saying is you didn't. Yeah.
But like, and here's
What
the
an
other thing.
epidemic that is.
You want to hear something super depressing? Wait till you go to the same person that's overdosed 5 times. You're like, dude,
Yep.
when are you gonna get it through your head that we're not gonna get here in time, and you're gonna die?
Wow.
They don't get it.
So sad.
So sad.
Yeah.
So sad.
'Cause- I mean, I know
4, 5, 6, 7, 10.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine how many times Sayville's been in the same houses. Or
and
places.
I know like East Islip's pretty bad.
Of course.
Yeah.
Every
It's everywhere on Long Island.
it's
it is.
and it's the people that you would never guess.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Right.
how many times are you gonna overdose till we don't make it there on time?
Right. Yeah.
And then you're dead. But it is super rewarding like that. I definitely brought back a girl who she wasn't overdosing. Was she overdosing? Yes, but not on like drugs. It was alcohol.
Oh.
Alcohol was a drug, but like, brought her back and stuff like that. Did rescue breathing for her.
Yeah.
And like, super cool. Super thankless job, right? They give you a thank you right there, and then like you could see, like I see that person all the time, and they have no idea who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I literally saved your life, and you have no idea who I am. That's cool.
Interesting.
So like it's weird, but like that's like the extent of it. Like, especially like in my firehouse, when you're in
Yeah.
Sable and you're going to like a lot of other things, different.
There's a
You
ton
know?
of like accidents and
Yeah,
stuff
you
like
get
that.
to see everything,
Yeah.
and like you get to like do a lot of stuff. Like it just in Bayport, it's just not busy enough that
But that's a good thing. It's a good
great
community.
thing. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
But
No,
for
there
a guy
isn't
like
a
me,
ton.
who like I don't have free time to go make sure that I'm up to date on my
Yeah.
EMT, so
Got it. And you're building your empire.
that's the goal.
Yeah. That's cool.
So let's talk about finance because we've already blown hour and a half through.
Oh my
everything
God,
else.
we have? Holy
Oh, good.
crap.
I could take a break on that. I gotta go to the bathroom.
She's just going to walk off. I love it.
I'll be right back.
That's okay. You can
BRB.
Okay.
BRB.
Cool. Let's
Actually,
talk.
when you come back, you can grab me a seltzer out of that little fridge.
Got
She's gonna look right through the camera too.
That's
She's
okay.
she's a trip. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk about finance.
All right, fire away.
Okay, what do we want to talk about?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. So I'll talk about starting a new company in this past January.
Fire away.
That
Tell me
was
everything about
freaking
it.
amazing. Starting an investment advisory firm.
Sure.
We also do broker dealer. It really, why we did it was we thought it would be the best thing for our clients. We have flexibility. We actually have an executive coach on staff that not just for us, but he does. He goes into like a business environment to help with the culture if productivity isn't there, if
Who is
they're
it,
not
if
hitting
you
their
don't mind
targets. What?
Who is it?
Do you know Charles Clement? I don't know if you know who he is. He's been an executive coach for over 20 years. So, so he's on staff. So I get the best of both worlds because I have an executive coach that I get to bounce every idea, every maybe not working off of.
Sure.
And I also get to offer him to business clients, which is
Sure.
really cool. We created an incredible space. I shouldn't say we, I wasn't part of the design. We had a designer for that, but an incredible, like almost WeWork space so that when people come in, clients come in, you don't necessarily have to sit in an office. We have different areas. We have a green room for videotaping. We have a nice kitchen where you could sit there and have coffee and whatnot
Sure.
versus having to do all that. It's been a lot of fun. We're looking to grow even more, which is awesome. Can I say the name?
Yeah.
All right, Opal Wealth Advisors.
Okay.
And really we're turning the industry on its head. So that was the whole premise behind it, was to be different, to really talk about life planning, talk about, you know, it's not just about retirement planning, although that's a lot of people's end game, right? But we want to talk about on the way, there's things people want to do. And I'll share why that's so important to me. My father, you know, saved his whole life, great retirement nest egg, and passed away at 67. So literally on the cusp of retirement.
The mini fridge is that twisted teeth and everything.
He
Yeah, it opens from the left.
You need a sign that says open here.
Yeah.
Just for Mary.
Any of them are good. And if you guys want to help yourself,
No, I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
not sponsored by Costco seltzer. That's the best.
Thanks for the break. Okay,
Oh my
sorry.
God. So yeah, so we want to really help people fulfill upon their dreams and goals, and not just to check a box saying I need $2.5 million in retirement, because it doesn't fill what you really want in life, right? And so we do a lot of discovery around that and help people tie that back to their goals.
Sure.
So that's really what the whole idea behind it was. We do a ton of events at our office, which is pretty cool. So I did a women's financial empowerment course last year, September, October. That was a lot of fun because women getting in a room talking about money is not normal.
Sure.
Right? There's a lot of men that go to finance things. There's a lot of men that go to investment conferences, a lot of men that talk about it. But getting women in a room that aren't necessarily comfortable with it, that was really exciting for me.
Oh, it was this year, last month. You said last year.
Oh, it's this year.
Yeah, it was this year.
Yes. Okay.
Because
September,
your
October.
office is amazing.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry.
See, now she chimes in. She had to use the ladies' room, but now she chimes
At
in.
least I'm correcting you.
So-
I know you hate it, but I'm sorry. It's not
It's
last
all
year. It
good.
was
It's
really
all good.
recent. You had this whole,
It's
it
all
was a
good.
really huge deal. It was really cool.
So yeah, so then we also do like TED Talk. That's what Charles also does, which the executive coach, he does TED Talk seminars for like 6-week courses or he'll do it like 1 to 3 what was I going to say? What am I trying to say? Times that you come in for that.
Mm-hmm.
So he and I really have bounced a lot of stuff off each other because I really want to get women in the financial conversation, because you may not necessarily have assets, but I've been doing financial coaching and financial planning so that women feel like they're on track. I work with a lot of divorced women that want to be divorced, or widowers, so transition stage. And I find I've become even more empathetic, which is a good thing, right? Because I've gone through my own divorce. I've gone through losing a parent. I've gone through a parent that lives in an assisted living. Like, I have a lot of the skill set because I've gone through it myself.
Sure.
So you can share about that, right? So that's one thing that is going on with finance. Owning having multiple tenants, that's another thing. There was a big law change recently this year that gave tenants a lot more rights. So not cool. And we have a lot of, I should say we as a total have a lot of clients and a lot of real estate that their valuations went down because who wants the headache, right? And you can Google that, because we were just talking about Google. You can Google the law changes in New York, but a lot of that has skewed, a lot of the rights of the owners, because unless you get a really good tenant that's going to pay their rent on time, their background check comes back okay, or even if you want to give somebody a chance because they're on the mend from a divorce or something, even though you're not supposed to be discriminatory, it's going to allow more discrimination, I think, in how you pick your tenants, which is even more messed up. So,
more messed up, meaning that it's
the law is causing more.
Oh yeah, of course.
Even though you're not
made to get anything.
And I'm doing quotes, right? I'm doing this in quotes. You're not supposed to be discriminatory against anybody to move in, but the law is now forcing you to be that way. We've been fortunate though, because we have 3 different tenants. We have great tenants. And that take care of their places, that pay on time. And I'm always looking for additional streams of passive income. That's the best thing about when Mary and I got together was she's been my greatest student, because she's like right on board with me. Okay, I got it. Yep. Now I understand why you're doing that. Now I get that, because it's not like like Warren Buffett says, if you can't make money while you're sleeping, there's an issue, right? Mm-hmm. Because you're going to be working forever. You're going to be killing yourself forever. So how do you get those types of things to work for you? So we're on to our 4th venture now, in a good way. Mm-hmm. And Mary's on board, and we're going to build this business together as well. So, and it just literally fell in our laps. We didn't even know it was coming. We had no idea that this was going to be the 4th, stream of income, but ironically, it just turned into something that fell in our laps. So We're going to be working on that too. So yeah, so finance in general, I mean, I have no words on the market right now. I mean, things are great, right? We have at Opal, we have an outside CIO that really helps. We have an internal, but we also have people that work with huge endowments and nonprofits and all of that, which is a leg of the business that we're starting to do. And they've been really helpful, because there's, reactionary bumps in the market where people get very reactionary. It's all mental. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to lose all my money. And and that happens, and it becomes a very emotional thing. Like, I've worked so hard for this, and nobody seems to remember, like, you put 10,000, now your money's worth 20,000, right? Like, nobody seems to remember that part of it. They're just like, I'm going to lose my $20,000. Mm-hmm. I'm just giving you an example but for sake with this. So a lot of what I do is having the mental conversation around money, mm-hmm. the mindset around money, and then how to tie your values into what you want to leave for your children, maybe what you want to leave as a legacy. And that's really the life planning part of it. So all of that kind of comes together. And by me testing out on my own passive income strategies also helps with the conversation too, right? Because I do work with a lot of female business owners,
sure,
and we tend to pour all of our money back in our business. And sometimes
I think all business owners.
They tend to do right, because it's your baby.
The faster you get it to grow, the faster you get
correct.
It'll grow and thrive on its own.
Right, exactly. And I get the whole concept of it. And but I see it from a women's perspective is women tend to give up on themselves too quickly in a business. They know they have something, they know they're going for it, but they're not patient enough, or they don't give it enough time to get traction. Men take a lot more risks.
Yeah,
So
I believe that.
yeah,
Sarah Blakely actually just released a master class.
I saw that. I saw it on Instagram.
I might do it.
Yeah, you might do it.
If I do it, I'm gonna do the annual subscription
Okay.
because there's like a lot of people I want to watch on there.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna wait till I either own a home or rent a apartment though, like not attached to my parents' house.
But you have your own independence there, right?
For the most part, yeah, I have
Okay,
no rules.
cool.
The only thing I don't have is a kitchen, but
Okay.
I eat out every day anyway, which is terrible for your finances and your health.
It is.
But yeah, because there's oh my god, there's Gordon Ramsay, Wolfgang Puck on there.
Awesome.
There's like 5 or 6. There's Aaron Franklin from Franklin's Barbecue on there. There's probably like 5 to 7 people on there that I'm like, I really want to take your course.
Yeah.
To like learn from like the best of the best.
She's brilliant, isn't she?
Oh my god,
She's brilliant.
so smart.
Mary probably has no
Not a
idea who
clue.
she is.
She's the founder of Spanx.
Spanx, yeah.
$1
She's the one, yeah.
billion woman.
Yeah.
That's a good
But see, okay, so
investment for some
perfect. So
people.
that's the whole point of why Mary and I are going into for this fourth business or revenue stream is because it's all health related and how incredible. Like I'm not even going to say on the cusp of it. It's been going on for years. Is
Sure.
the health industry and helping people feel healthier is important to both of us.
Well, I think the biggest key and the clue that kicked into our heads were when we were in France, we didn't have like our aches and pains kind of disappeared in a sense. It was the strangest thing.
Mhm.
We didn't get over bloated or anything after eating. And it was the weirdest thing. And then when we got back here in America, we were like, we felt so bad. My injuries started coming back. All the pain started coming back. And then bloating to
Well, the food here is shit also.
well, that's the whole thing.
and that's where
That's
I
why
was
we-
like, something's
yeah.
not right. I said to her, I'm like, all day we sat down and we're like, something's not right. This isn't right that we should feel this way after we're coming home from being in France.
We're like the only country in the world that allows you to have non-organic food.
It's insane.
It
crazy.
is beyond. And I mean,
I'm all
That's
for
what kicked it in.
capitalism, but capitalism can go a little too far sometimes.
Well, capitalism is killing us. Is really where it's come to with a lot of this industry, the food industry.
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
There's that, and there's also very failed government regulations.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well,
Yeah.
on a lot of things, and also, see, this is like where I come to or disagree with a lot of things, right? Because I think being a business owner, I think capitalism solves literally every single problem ever. It goes back to education, right? So let's think about it, right? You're in the finance world.
Mhm.
How many people know, how many people actually understand how to make money, like continuously?
People
and
as
passive
business
income.
owners, passive income.
And all of that, and how money actually works, and how money can be leveraged, and all of these different things, right? How many people actually understand all of it?
Like probably less than 1% of the world.
So,
Yeah.
what percentage of people know how to eat, know what they're supposed to actually eat?
oh my goodness.
1% of the world. Not. It might be a little higher now because the internet and education. But think about
It's
what
sad.
from the time we're going to school and what we eat in schools.
I saw there was a great video on Facebook, and it was this guy who's hunting on Long Island, and he was stopped. This father and kids stopped this guy just to scream at him like he's the worst thing in the world
Because he's hunting.
because he's hunting. And he's like, "Do you guys go to the supermarket and buy steak?" And he's like, "Yeah, so." He's like, "So you're okay
Same
with an
thing.
animal being completely unethically treated,
Right.
living a terrible life and slaughtered,
Mhm.
but I can't take an animal that I'm 1, legally allowed to take, 2, who's lived a phenomenal life, and 3, I'm putting the best food in my body possible." And the guy was like, "You're horrible for taking lives and this, that, and the other." And I'm like, this is just crazy. This is crazy. Like that. This is like how far we've skewed over.
What was that special on Netflix that we just watched?
Which one?
The one with the guy, he was like a Navy SEAL, whatever the Australian Navy SEALs are. It's kind of interesting. He made a decent amount of money doing that and then decided he was going to go help preserves in Africa. And he trains the guys that hold the guns and help like protect rhinos and things like that. More so because you're not eating a rhino, right?
Sure.
So
They do over there, believe it or not.
do they?
Yeah,
I don't know. This was more because of the tusk taking.
sure.
And
Oh yeah.
so he was talking about, he goes, so I'm sitting out here, I'm protecting lions and I'm protecting giraffes and I'm protecting all these things, elephant tusks and all that. He goes, and then I'm coming back and I'm putting meat on the barbecue. what is it called?
I forget. I don't know.
You got to look on Netflix. It's so I'll figure it out by the end of the show. So, and it was fascinating because he said, you know, I was such a hypocrite. I'm sitting here killing animals to no, I'm not disagreeing with the guy who was hunting. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm disagreeing with is the person who will go and get a steak that doesn't even realize that the butcher is cutting tumors out of the meat that to put it on the to put it out there that you're eating, because the animal's not a pass-through animal, right? Like
Sure.
you're eating all that crap that they were injected with and that they're shoved into these little areas to get fattened up. And you're eating that and you don't even realize what you're eating because you've never been educated on what the food industry actually does to animals. You know, like people say, oh yeah, I have cage-free eggs. Okay, go look at how those chickens are actually being raised in those coops where they're literally standing all over each other. Like that's not cage free.
You don't gotta tell me twice.
But I get exactly what you're saying is
It's just crazy.
the food industry in the United States is
It's all of it. It's just poor education.
It's
and
poor
like,
education.
Look, school can only be held accountable for so
Yeah.
much, right? They only have you for a certain amount of time.
Agreed.
There's only so much that you're gonna retain.
yeah.
The only person's job it is to continue learning is yours.
Yeah.
And if you can't get on board with that, you're worthless. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I'll say it.
constant educating yourself.
It's bad. I'm trying to find this thing.
What, the one I was just talking to you
Yeah.
about? It's brand new. I'm gonna have to look at my text messages.
Great show, by the way, The Chef Show, if anyone wants to watch it.
The Chef Show.
Oh, God, it's so good.
I gotta look at a
So
text
good.
I sent to
I say
somebody.
you should look at it.
I don't know. I don't even know what to search. Australian?
It's called The Game Changers on Netflix. Game
Oh.
Changers.
Game change. Oh, we just saw that.
Yeah. We don't know each other at
No,
all.
but
I
they
was
were
gonna
talking
say-
about. Oh, they were talking about a lot of different.
It was
things.
great.
That wasn't
No.
just the one.
No, but it was one of that. Then it was about
Jumped to a lot of different
people
topics.
going more plant-based because
Yeah.
our intestines and our bodies were meant to be more plant-based. Like the
Oh.
Neanderthals weren't
That's
eating
the
meat
other
every
thing.
day.
Yeah.
They were eating they were foraging for like a lot of vegetables and a lot of nuts and berries. It wasn't, yeah.
Twigs. Yeah. And
It
we're
was
using.
it was fascinating, and some of the most elite athletes in the world are now going plant-based
and they were
because
discussing how their
because of how
endurance,
efficient your
stamina,
body is that way.
strength training, muscular, the muscular performance is like ridiculous.
Oh, my buddy just commented on this, actually.
on the Game Changers, you have to watch. It's fascinating.
I'm in the process
not
of
long.
getting him on. He's I think he's a PhD student,
It's not long.
a
the
medical
video.
student, and he's like, so a lot of people have been asking me. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, so I don't want to butcher this too bad. But he's like, people have been asking me about the Game Changers and this plant-based diet. He goes, look, let's get down to the real deal here. He goes, they do a phenomenal job at pointing out so many things that we don't realize. One, but two, they also cherry pick the information that they're using
Of course.
Right.
to make their point. It's a documentary. Why not?
Yeah.
He goes, but we as humans are omnivores. We are supposed to eat both plants and meat. So before anyone just thinks that they should just go redo their entire diet, it's what you're
Agreed.
putting in your body. It's and how that food and the life of that food prior to you eating it more than anything. So don't just think, oh my God, I need to go, vegetarian or vegan or whatever it is, or, he's like, you need to have a healthy combination of both things to live the healthiest and best life possible. He goes, that is my thoughts and feelings on it. And I was like, that is accurate.
Makes
Because
complete sense. Where
why
it's
do we
sourced
have
from.
canine? Why do we have canine teeth,
Yeah.
right? To
But it's
eat-
definitely where it's sourced from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Makes a huge difference.
People just don't understand.
Yeah.
They have no idea. No idea.
It makes me think twice about what we buy and what we purchase and all of that. And it's really conscious eating. It's conscious living in total, but conscious eating of not just being aware of what's going in your mouth, like as you're eating it, right? It's being aware of where it's coming from, how it's being sourced. The people ethically treated that are getting the food for you. Like that's that whole energy universe thing that I believe in. That's all ties back to the whole conscious living thing.
It's great. It's just you have to sit there. You have to educate yourself.
Yeah.
You can't, at least in my opinion, you can't go out and do any of these things and you could set up your own, Roth IRA. You could go do these things, but you can't just because somebody told you go do it and expect the best result possible.
100%.
You need to go do your own education, and then after your own education has hit a limit or your amount of time allotted has evaporated to dedicate to learning these things, you can then go and say, hey, I'm going to go consult an expert in this field or this field. I hate talking to people who don't know anything about marketing for future clients, right? It's so irritating because they question every little thing I do. They don't understand anything. I have to re-educate them completely. I'd much rather you have some kind of basic knowledge, and then we can go in and really get down to the meat and potatoes of everything. If I have to teach somebody every little thing all the time, it's never going to work. Ever.
Yeah, but then that's why you hire experts.
Yes.
You let them do it, and you pay them to do it.
You need to have some basic idea of what you're actually getting.
What you want.
You can't just go to the gym and be like, make me a bodybuilder, right? Bro, you have the metabolism of a gazelle. There's no way you can possibly pack on muscle. Just impossible. Yeah, but no, that's what I want. No, I don't think you understand the metrics of your body. You just will never get there ever. You can eat 10,000 calories a day. You just burn it.
You just burn. Oh, that never happened to me.
Nope, me either.
No, I was never
after that field. Nope, all my siblings, basically gods. Myself, fluffy.
Oh, fluffy. But how nice is that? That sounds so nice. Fluffy.
Yeah, that's just the way.
You're a good hugger. There you go.
That's it. But my siblings, I love them all to death. They're going to hate me for saying this, but they definitely didn't get the brains. We'll just leave it at that one.
Aw. You can't get everything in life.
Yeah, I know. I got shafted in the metabolism field and the follicle growth field.
Aw, the follicle.
But it's okay. I'm not mad about it. That's just how it is. That's the life I live, and you know what?
God.
Playing the hand that I'm dealt.
Okay.
You can't get angry at it.
No, you got to accept it.
Yeah,
acceptance is like the biggest thing, right? You have to accept yourself, and then you can use your like tools to the best of your ability. That's what I think. I'm never going on a soccer field to coach girls. There's no way in heck.
Well, we did come from last place to third. That I just found out.
So,
that's good.
Yeah, so that was
great.
a pretty big improvement considering last year they were in last. And then I took on the team and started doing personal training for them based on...
I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
So you said Scouts. Is it Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts?
Girl Scouts.
Girl Scouts, okay.
Yes. We do things the way it works for us. Put it that way. For
That's
Girl
fun.
Scouts. We still have 13 girls, 8th grade.
That's a lot.
Oh, I can only imagine.
They all are pretty much just finishing their silver award, and most of them will go on for their gold.
Nice.
Which is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So as much as I can, because I'm also on the board of Girls Inc. Long Island, so I really have done a 360 for everything that is my truth in my life, which is awesome. But with Girl Scouts, like we do fun things. We travel, we volunteer, we give back. That's really what I want them to get out of it. It's not a check the box type of thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or
I guess
just crafts.
I don't like camping.
It's not... We're not a camping
I don't like
troop.
camping. I'd rather
figured it out.
camp.
Well, I set up
I'm
this...
not a survivor.
So I got...
I'm going to call Tim if something happens on Long Island.
Yeah.
I'm not a...
Tim Rodriguez, for anyone who's questioning. He's been on the show before. He's the man.
Yeah. He's like he's like Mr. Naturalist. Like he'll figure out how to get things solved. Not me.
I got picked to go and become certified as the camp whatever person so that you can have a certified camping person in your troop.
only volunteer that would do it. With our other troop, I wasn't doing it.
Right.
Sure.
So
I
decided...
I like how she said she was picked.
Yeah.
Well, because it was Jill and me.
did that right.
Jill was whatever. So I was taught by one of my teachers that was there was from out east and told us there's a Nassau County camp. And I go, what are you talking about? I knew all the camps in Suffolk County, but I was like, what are you talking about? There's a Nassau County camp. Apparently which I really shouldn't be saying this because now I'm going to blow it all up. It's called Camp Blue Bay, which is phenomenal. It is
Girl Scout camp.
Yes,
Okay.
but it's for Nassau County. They have their own camp out in Sag Harbor.
No, it's East Hampton.
Or East Hampton, sorry.
Really?
And it's beautiful
on
on the
the bay.
water. It is
Gorgeous.
on Peconic
Sounds like
Bay.
some super bougie type
It
shit.
is a bougie place, let me tell you.
bougie.
Oh, it's so bougie. There is no Girl Scout camp like this on Long Island except for this
5-star
one.
resort.
Are
We're
you
just
kidding
gonna
me?
massage your feet the whole
It's
time
not
with it.
bougie.
Camping, but it is in like 5-star camping. Let me tell you, it's awesome. They have a
If
Gaga.
that's
it's
5-star
awesome.
camping,
You weren't at the other ones, okay? I'm not going to say what they were, but they're not far from here.
Oh my god.
okay.
But it is nice. And there are a lot of ticks because I got one on me and in me, whatever. It was fine. So I just got to be careful of the ticks. But it
So
was
what was
awesome.
you were talking about? You went and got training, and so you like
But
camping.
that's the only reason why I knew about it.
Love camping.
It was great.
I could go in the woods for weeks and you wouldn't know that, and you would think
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
die and I'd walk out.
But you like that scene
Love
to
that
me.
shit.
You remember
I
that
like
guy we
being in
met?
the woods.
Remember that guy we met?
No.
Put
in
it
the
this way,
city.
right? So
He would be fine with
right.
that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we'll bring this back to business, right? So
Yeah.
part of business is to live the life that you want to live.
Yes.
So one of my goals, I have several goals. Whether or not I'm going to complete them all to be determined.
Let's write them on the whiteboard.
One, I would love to hike the Appalachian Trail from
Okay.
like Georgia all the way up to
Uh-huh.
like Canada. That's like number one. I think that's going to take like 3 or 4 months to do. Either I need a business that's completely self-sufficient, or I've already sold the business and I just have a pile of money, and that's what I would love to do.
Cool.
Right. So that's number one. Number two, I would love to build an airplane, like a yeah. I've
Like
just
a house airplane or one that flies.
no, like one that flies.
Oh, okay.
And just fly all over the place. They're called like bush planes. They got these beefy tires on them, and you can land anywhere you want with them. Sick. That's number two. I would love to do that and just fly all over the place. Get my private pilot's license. They're experimental airplanes, so like you can fly them anywhere, and you
That's
don't need
cool.
like to meet FAA requirements and stuff like that. So that's number two. Number three is I would love to build like in a Sprinter van, like one of those homes, and just live all over the place. That, in my opinion, would be sick.
So cool.
So those are like 3 of like my like long term, when the business is like done growing or I've sold it or something at that point, or you know my passive income is just phenomenal. Go do that, and that's what I would love to do.
You'd be
Awesome.
like Carmen San Diego. It'd be like, where in the world is Harrison
Oh my
Barron?
god! So that is you know that's what I want
That
to
would
be.
be a
essentially.
podcast just for that.
I would love to. So I just recently watched, and it's weird because I thought about all these things, and then I saw a music video, and I'm not usually one to plug music videos, but it was by Mike Posner, if you know who that is. Like
I've heard of him.
I took a pill in Ibiza. That's
Oh,
all.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I
Okay.
heard.
So stupidly successful, and he wrote a song. It's called "Live Before I Die." Yeah, "Live Before I Die" by Mike Posner, and the music video is phenomenal. And he walked all the way across the country. He walked from Jersey to California.
Oh,
And
boy.
I'm pretty sure California, and incredible, right? He got bit by a rattlesnake while he was doing it. He almost died. Took him 6 months to walk all the way across the country, and he walked, and he had like the shin splint things on it. Like that's sick.
Yep.
And like in the movie, you know, or in the video, he talks about like I wanted to do something that I was actually proud of, and I was like, and don't get me wrong, I have plenty of things that I'm beyond proud of, but it was just like incredible to see this. Like the dude's like, I think he's 31, and I liked his music, but like I didn't know like his story behind him, and it was like, wow, like he took time out of his life to go do that. Like that's what his goal was, and he
Yeah.
did it.
It's
Like
awesome.
I
That's
wanna-
why wait till you're 80 years old and you maybe physically can't do it.
Exactly. So,
Yep.
like, it was just so cool that I got to see that. Like, one of my goals would be to like fly planes all over the place, or live in this like thing,
cool.
and like write a blog about it, and like video the whole thing.
Well,
and,
you
like,
know
this
the
is my life.
marketing aspect, so you could blow that up.
Yeah,
Get
it wouldn't- I don't
sponsorships
think-
and
yeah,
all
it
that.
wouldn't be hard. Oh, and the fourth thing, and this is like a stretch goal, just because it's going to cost a lot of money, would be to do 1 week in every state for 1 year.
Okay. Makes
So-
okay.
That's a cool goal.
Yeah, so like Airbnb, like
Yeah.
I would love to get Airbnb to sponsor it for 1 year of staying at Airbnb, so like whatever it would be.
Yeah.
But stay for 1 week in one state every single week, and then just you know, obviously, and I would
Including-
drive the whole thing
Yeah.
except for Canada and Alaska and Hawaii.
Yeah.
Including the properties of the U.S. or no?
I don't know. Well, I would need more than 1 year then.
Yeah, then you need more
Right.
than 1 year.
But like
Yeah.
I would like just even the states. I mean, look, that could come
Yeah.
too. But like I did the
a lot
math.
of
It's
US
going to cost like
properties.
$55,000 to $60,000 for
Okay.
like all of it to be done.
Uh-huh.
All said and done, that's how much it's going to cost, including like $50 a night for Airbnbs.
Okay.
That's cool.
But that would be like that's like my another goal of mine. And
But you could do that with the Sprinter too, though.
yes, but like I would just The
can't- I
Sprinter,
mean,
the
you can't
Sprinter would
get
be
your
like
Sprinter to Hawaii.
camping, and I could go out
Yeah.
like in the middle of nowhere. Like I saw a video of a baseball player, and he's a pro baseball player, and he literally lives out of his like Volkswagen van with his dog all year long. And then when it comes back time to play, he comes back and plays. I forget who it was, but super cool life. But the reason why I wanted to do the Airbnbs is because now I have the opportunity to meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
Where if I'm in the van, I'm not really going to be meeting that many people, in my opinion.
Got it.
Airbnbs, I'll be forced to talk to other people and stay in these areas and all that
Right.
kind of stuff.
Yeah. You could do you could interview
Yeah.
and market that.
Yeah. It'd be sick.
Yeah.
So that's like, those are like my four. So like my
What would you want to do first? If money was not an option, what would you do first?
Money was not an option.
Yeah.
I would probably say 1 week in every state.
All right.
Just because it would be cool to like be like 30 years old and have been to most people haven't even been to like more than 5 states,
True.
let alone every state. Like
Yeah.
what percentage of the
Right.
population could say they've been to every state?
Not many.
Not a lot.
Exactly. So like that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Even if it was 48 states, you cut out Alaska and Hawaii, and
Yeah.
you know, still most people have. You know, maybe they've stopped there for work, but they haven't like actually gotten to enjoy it.
Right.
So it would either be the Airbnb or just taking the Sprinter van and just going to do that.
That's
That, in my
awesome.
opinion, would be the coolest thing in the world.
It's awesome.
So
I really want to. I want to make it to Yellowstone. That's before the kids are out of high school. We're definitely doing it because I want to get where the wildlife is. I want to get where like you can hear wolves.
just be careful. Some girl got fucked up by an animal over there a couple months ago.
What kind of animal? A bison? Was
Yeah,
it the
I think
bison?
a bison. Yeah, tossed that girl in the air like she was a
Oh,
sack
yeah.
of potatoes. It was hysterical.
You don't mess with them.
Yeah.
It's fucked up that I say it's hysterical, but
Yeah.
like,
You look at me. I'm like looking at you, going,
shame on the parent that let. That's like the lady
was a
that
kid?
got in the cage with the goddamn polar bears.
yeah.
Are you that dumb? Like
Yes.
they are
Yes, they
trained
are.
killers with
They're still
razor sharp claws
still
on their.
animals. They're still yeah. They still have
Like,
instinct.
don't let your kid go off the path.
Yeah.
Like if the guide says, "Hey, stay on this path and you'll be okay," don't go off the goddamn path.
Yeah.
You have one job. One job.
Crazy.
Like, R.I.P. Harambe, right? That lady is an asshole. I think it was lady, yeah. Like, why would you go into a cage
I
with a
heard about
goddamn
it.
silverback gorilla?
Oof.
That thing can move trucks like it is, like they're toys
Yeah.
for
They're
us.
fast too.
Why would you think it's a good idea to go in there? Ever.
I don't understand it.
There was a
either.
lady in a lion cage a couple months ago,
Yep.
too.
I heard about that
Like-
one too. And they're still
This is a
breeding.
killing machine.
These people are breeding other people.
Oh, I know. These people are allowed to vote. That's what I was saying. But it's just like, this is a killing machine. It's not like a koala where it's just like hanging out on trees and eating vegetables and leaves and shit like that. No, these are killing machines.
That's
they are
their
made
instinct.
for
Yep.
one thing and one thing only. A
Yep.
polar bear is made to kill. A lion is made to kill.
Yeah.
A gorilla is made to defend its entire family,
Yep.
and they also kill things.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't get it either.
It just makes no sense. It's like,
Doesn't make
I
sense.
love when people, I actually just had this conversation the other day, and he's like, we were talking about statistics and things like that. And he's like, yeah, statistically, within 5 feet of water, you're going to get attacked by a shark. I'm like, oh, statistically, more people hang out within 5 feet of water.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
Now, if you got bitten by a great white shark in the mountains, that shit would be legendary. And if a rhino hit you in the ocean,
Yeah.
legendary.
Right. The
You know,
statistics are blown up at that point.
If an eagle killed you in the middle of the ocean, I'd be like, that's nuts. Like you got picked up on a Somalian pirate ship by an bald eagle. That's a legendary story.
Oh God.
Like if a penguin
Oh, my goodness.
stabbed you with its beak on Long Island, I'd be like, dude, that's crazy. Were
Yeah.
you at the aquarium?
Yeah.
But like otherwise,
Yeah. Statistically, it is what it is.
if a mountain lion killed you on an iceberg, I'd be like, dude, that's a legendary story. I don't know. That's my 2 cents on that.
That's actually true, though. So anyway, I want to go out to Yellowstone.
Do it.
I want to do Jackson Hole. I
Just
want to
don't
do all
let your
that.
kids get hit by a buffalo.
I certainly as hell hope
I
not.
think
See,
Abby
but
would
I'd
kill
be,
it.
No, but I'd be the person that would stand in front if those were my kids. I mean, that's what I'm. That's
I don't know if that's gonna help.
no, but
Letting the kid
It'd be
get
like a
hit
full
and then
strike.
taking care of the
Boom.
child would probably be your time better well served.
you think?
Yeah, For
I don't
sure.
know because I don't know.
Because you don't know if it's going to hit you and then hit her. You'd rather have one casualty than
strike.
two.
But the person went. See, I don't know the whole story. I just know that happened. You know,
I believe it.
I don't know. So yeah, I'd like to see. I'd like to hear wolves. Like I'd like to all that stuff, and not just that. Like a wolf sanctuary.
You got to
I wanna
be
in
like
the
really
wild.
careful with wolves. They are literally killing machines. Also,
I know.
Yep.
I know they are.
And they
Buffalo?
travel in packs.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
they
other
tra- yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Wolves
yeah.
are
And they
like
usually
literally
have,
made
like,
to annihilate things.
Yeah, but I mean that's their nature. Doesn't mean. I mean, I could be in a car and see them.
Oh yeah, do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Safe.
No, I'm not going to go into
Big
the
fan
middle.
of the safety. Big fan of the safety.
Well, that's why we're Girl Scout leaders. Like that's what I am
She's
like
the
safety conscious.
Queen. Oh my god.
Safety conscious.
Do you know how many flashlights we have in the house?
And PFDs,
What's a PFD?
personal flotation devices that are properly fitting the person that's using them.
We don't use them. I don't.
Well, we have the
use
kayaks
boat.
now,
Oh,
but-
we have a kayak.
Oh, I can just imagine. It's like, girls, make sure your PFD is good in your closet. Why? For a tsunami.
No, but it's pretty damn close. It's pretty damn close.
Tsunami.
Well,
we don't
why
have.
would
We
you
have
have a PFD in
divergent
your house?
energy because we have kayaks.
Kayaks.
Or if we
Heard
go
of
on a
sheds?
No,
No, they're in the garage.
Oh, okay.
They're in the
I
garage.
just, I thought it was like,
house.
all right,
the
I
bed.
can put on a collared shirt.
Your PFD is under
this
your
PFD,
bed.
This PFD. Oh, this is my PFD when we were a little kid. For that tsunami, just in
But
case.
we did upgrade because
Oh,
it got bigger.
We bought new ones when Hurricane Gloria and Sandy came around. Okay. Somebody comes over here. Why do you have PFDs? Oh, I thought that's what you
No,
meant,
no,
like
no,
PFD.
no,
And I was like, well, why is it in her house? Like, why would you have a personal flotation device in your house? I'm like,
You have no idea.
got
we
flashlights.
got heavy rain on Long Island, but I'm not worried about somebody just being like, kids, get the PFDs! You're gonna get swept away by the rain!
But she will say stuff like that on purpose because she's goofy. Like you're goofy like that.
Well, I just like to be safe.
Beyonce.
Kids, check your flares. God forbid. Tsunami's gonna come. Somebody's gonna know where you are.
Well, my brother's starting to do for Homeland Security, I guess. I don't know if I could say this, but whatever. They're doing like LEDs instead of having combustible objects on the actual flotation, like all.
Logic is finally
Right.
clicking into the government. What a
They're
concept.
trying to get it so it's actually a light, sense that's a
Sure.
emergency vehicle so that there's a problem or whatever. It's pretty neat. He's working on that.
I
He does
found-
all the mathematical stuff.
So John and I were in, because I would go to DC. So we finally went to DC and we finally got to tour DC.
Okay.
And we took the little electric scooters all over the place. And
How much fun are they? They were all
They're
over
awesome.
France.
Awesome.
Somebody almost took me out. She'll tell you that after.
Oh my God.
Awesome. So we're riding, and I forget what it was that we saw, but he's like, that's like, he said something along the lines of like, oh, excuse me, that's broken. Like he said, like, oh, it's something that's broken. It needs to be fixed. I go, that's so funny. We're in DC. I go, there's a lot of shit around here that's really broken, and somebody needs to fix it. I go, oh my God, that's the Treasury building. It's broken. Oh my God, there's the White House. It's also broken. And there's this out in the Capitol building. Oh, my God, another broken building.
Oh my
And,
God.
Oh my God. We were crying, laughing. That was just the whole theme of it. And look, I don't care which way you like. You like the guy, you don't like the guy, but it's just, I think everybody at this point knows that the government is so broken in so many ways. And it's not just him, it's the entirety of
It's
everything.
a whole system.
And it's just so funny because that was just the whole story was just like, wow,
broken.
look at this. Another broken building with a bunch of broken things inside. What a concept. And it was so funny. It was so
Did
funny.
you go to any of the museums or anything?
No, we did not. We didn't have
Okay.
enough time.
Okay.
We took the scooters. We went to Capitol building, the Washington Monument, the reflecting pool, the Lincoln Memorial, the White House. We went to that little church that they get sworn in on. He really wanted to go to that one. There's like a church that after they get
Is it brown? Is it like a brown building? Yeah,
no, I think it was white.
Okay.
But like when the president gets in, every
Yeah.
president, they go to this small little church after the.
That's cool.
I think after the inauguration.
Mhm.
I think it's after, and then they get sworn in by whoever's supposed to swear them in.
Okay.
But they go under oath and in there and whatever, they put the hand on the Bible.
Yeah.
Whatever. So we saw that building. And then like at that, I didn't realize how big Washington actually is. It's huge. And
Yeah.
like,
There's a lot to
Huge
see. There's a
buildings,
lot to
too.
see.
yeah, even on these, like if we didn't have those scooters, we would have never made it everywhere.
Right.
Those scooters were lifesavers.
It's a lot of walking.
A lot of walking.
I know, I've
Lot
done
of
it.
walking.
Yeah.
A lot of marijuana.
Oh, yeah.
lot of
Oh, really?
marijuana. A lot of marijuana and a lot of gay people.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't care. But there was like, are we in the right area? Like, is this? It makes no difference to us, but it was just like maybe they are, maybe they're not. Like weird,
Interesting.
like
That's
way
interesting.
more than like the normal, like you walking through your everyday.
Yeah.
I don't care, that, oh my God, there's so many tourists.
Yeah, there's a lot of tourists.
Oh my God.
They bus them in like huge
Oh, I saw.
buses.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh.
And I don't know where, like we went to the Lincoln Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
For a building that big, there were so many people there.
Was it a nice day?
We got to Lincoln Memorial right around sunset in September. So
nice.
7:30?
Yeah.
It was about the time, 7:30, 8 o'clock.
And
or
was that
something.
packed?
It was packed. Bill.
Wow.
Holy shit. The Washington Monument, there wasn't that many people at, but the Lincoln Memorial and by the reflecting pool, which, by the way, I still don't understand why there's so many people by the reflecting pool, because the flies and the mosquitoes, like, we were riding the little scooters and just getting blasted in the face by these things. And but the one thing cool though, when you go there, like people talk about like New York City being the melting pot, like I think that New York City is far too segregated. This was the melting pot.
Oh, interesting.
Like you saw every nationality,
That's awesome.
every color, human, good and bad, all across the board. People that you're like, this guy might kill me, and people that are like, this dude's probably like a multimillionaire who's just passing through.
Yeah.
Like that was the coolest thing. Like you saw so much culture and people, and the nice part is, which I think the news does a really bad job of portraying this, like everybody was like happy to be there. Like everybody was super cool. The entire time I didn't meet a single nasty person there. Everybody was
That's
super
awesome.
nice.
That's good.
And the other funny part is that people follow you, but like not intentionally. They're all doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So we met these two gay guys, and we were riding the scooters, and they were riding bicycles. So like we went over to we met them. We ended up passing them halfway between the Capitol building, I'm trying to remember the layout, and the Washington Memorial. And like we're just cruising along on the scooters, you ring a little bell, you go past whatever, and they were moving pretty quick. So we ended up seeing them at the light to go over to the Washington Monument, and they're like trying to take pictures of each other. And we're like, do you guys want us to just take a picture of you guys? They're like, oh my God, that'd be great. And like they might have thought that John and I were also gay. So they're like, do you want us to take a picture of you guys? And we're like, no, it's okay. And they're like, okay. So like they went and did their thing, but then like we stopped off at the reflecting pool. And sure enough, they came to the reflecting pool. So like, it was just weird. Like it makes like logical order of like the way that like we all went from where we were. It was just so funny because it was like, oh, you guys again. Like, hey, what's up, guys? But it was phenomenal experience. So much culture. Super cool to see so many people there. The other sketchy thing is the airport is like weirdly close to the White House.
Is it?
Dulles.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Dulles is.
The plane's taking off maybe 2,000 feet above like the Washington Monument. Like, God forbid there's a terrorist attack, it would not be hard to steer that thing down into the ground.
Got it.
Just saying, like, way too close, in my opinion.
Interesting.
Did you get to the Vietnam Wall at all or no?
No. Okay. So we didn't.
That's a pretty cool one too.
We were at not a convention. We're at a trade show, and by the time we actually got there and like figured out orientation, all that kind of stuff, like you could spend weeks there and not see it all. Like it's just too much.
Yeah.
The one thing I wanted to see was the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
The changing of the guards.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I wanted to see it. I didn't get
I've
to
seen it a few times, and the last time I gotta just tell you this quick story.
Sure.
I think I might have told it on the last time I was here. Did I? I may have.
I don't remember.
There were people. We brought a school with us, and we were on a school trip, and we had told the kids, you listen to what they tell you, and you don't disobey what they say. One woman started to kneel during this changing of the guards. The guy actually singled her out. She was right in front of me. Singled her out and said, "Ma'am, you need to remain standing for the entire time." And she had to stand back up.
Oh, my God.
Stopped the entire ceremony.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I believe it.
I was like, the back of my neck
believe it.
hairs started
Oh my
to
God.
stand on its end. I was like,
And everybody there smokes
"Oh."
weed.
Everybody?
Oh my God. The whole place. Every 50 feet you
gosh.
go smells like pot.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Because it's legalized there.
Oh,
It's legal there, Colorado, California. Where else?
There's 13 states.
Is it
Don't ask me
Florida?
why I know.
might be Florida too.
I don't remember the 13 states.
I don't know what they
I
are.
wonder when it's going to be federal.
It just got passed. It's no longer scheduled. It's no longer a scheduled substance.
Wait, it just passed federal?
Like last week, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's our fifth business.
You and everybody else that's watching it, it's like a hawk.
But we're organic.
But we're ethical.
Yeah, and I have a green thumb.
We have a greenhouse that I could
Yeah, we do have a
redo.
greenhouse.
Legal map. But yeah, it's decriminalized now in New York. There's a whole bunch of
Our
things.
neighbors
Okay,
happen
so
to have
this
that.
is a good question. What happens with all the people that are in jail? Because
Oh yeah.
Don't get me started on
How
this.
did they
Having-
come out? They're gonna come out.
I'm gonna
So-
I have to use.
Come
little
on.
I'm
notes.
totally okay with them coming out of jail, but New York State is in the process of passing a law that will now allow what is it? Basically heinous crimes to be released from jail if you've done a certain period of time. So if you've assaulted a police officer, assaulted somebody else, potentially inflicted serious life-changing wounds on somebody, things of that nature are all about to be released from jail in New York. It's really bad.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
I can't wait.
Welcome.
I can't wait
Well,
for that to
to
happen.
everybody else.
Okay.
Bring it.
I hate to be so naive about this point, but that for me it makes sense. Like if marijuana is legal in New York, why would those people remain in jail? Just the people that were put in jail because of it, right? I mean, I'm not talking about
Usually it's
heinous
because
crimes
usually
by
it's-
any stretch.
Oh, pretty
no,
strong.
those people
Yeah.
can. I could care less if they
Yeah.
come out of jail. Obama did a pretty good job of releasing a lot of people
Yeah.
in his term. From there or for that, but New York State specifically is releasing criminals that have done really bad shit
Why is that?
because they
They
think
need to
that
free
they've
up
spent.
space?
One, they need votes. Two, they
goodness.
if you've spent a certain period of time in jail, they think that you're fixed.
Oh boy.
And I'm
wonder
sure
who their
there
social
are
workers
some
are.
people that are rehabbed, and
More than
Yeah.
likely,
that's a very general statement. Like,
yes.
yeah, got it. Okay.
Yes. So, yeah, not the greatest. Depending on
Interesting.
how you believe, but from right now, this map says 12 states. I thought it was 13. I'm pretty sure it's 13 though. 13 states. It's Nevada, California, Oregon, Washington, Alaska, Michigan, Vermont, Massachusetts, Maine. Pretty sure New Hampshire though too is on there, but
Okay.
I don't know when this came out. This map.
Okay. It'll be soon.
Sure enough.
Yeah. I mean, there's just because financially it makes sense for people, right? I mean, it does there's crimes and things that are caused because of it.
Colorado's giving back. They're feeding. Oh my God. They're taking $21 million and feeding like most of the homeless population for like the next
It's incredible.
handful of months because of all the abundance of money they've made on taxing marijuana.
It's incredible. I mean, what a great way to use the money for.
So there's also rumor, depending on which way you lean, that the government is taking it off the schedule thing and states are now allowing people to buy marijuana because they want to, if you purchase marijuana and you're a pistol license holder, they want to be able to take your license from you so they can take your guns
Okay,
if you
so
buy marijuana.
okay, so they're saying that's why they think they want to legalize it. So that all the guns can be
It's a gun grab.
got it. Interesting.
Rumor has it.
I won't get into the whole gun debate, but people that have licenses and file for it tend to not be criminals.
Yeah, they're not usually the problem.
So we don't need to go
That's
further
a
with
whole
that,
nother
but
podcast.
That
Yeah.
literally could take 3 hours, and we could have a bunch of people in here arguing and screaming at each other.
I have a cousin of mine in North Carolina that actually carried, and he was a guidance counselor at a school and carried his gun majority of the
collects them.
time. And he's a collector too. He has like 90 something, I don't know.
Oh, I was like, is a collector like a specific
No,
name
yeah,
for something in
pistols.
schools?
No.
He has a few rifles, few
Most people are
shotguns,
in the
but he's
gun
got,
world.
yeah, he
Yeah.
loves it. It's
You
just
know?
his thing.
I have friends of mine that have 20, 30, 40, 50 guns.
Yeah.
That's their thing.
Yeah, that's his thing. He
I was
goes to
gonna say,
shows. He loves
I've
it.
never shot a gun.
Oh, I have.
I want to go
Oh,
skeet
it's
shooting.
Great.
I want to go skeet
Yeah?
shooting.
I've
Yeah,
shot
they have in Riverhead
rifles.
or Calverton.
You want to come?
They have a couple.
I want to go.
All right.
There are a
I'll
couple
invite
of
you out
them.
next time.
I won't get a black eye, will I?
No.
No, why would you get a black
Well, because
eye?
if I'm holding it, it's not going to smack my
No.
face, right?
Those are people that do it really badly. And think they make fun of on
They're not
Facebook
going to
forever.
tell you.
Don't record it. That's terrible because you'll put it right on Facebook.
Sits here. No, I wouldn't record it. But
Okay.
sits here.
Yeah.
And then you just.
Okay, I want to do. I
Oh,
do.
it's a
I'd
good
like
time.
to see.
I'll take it one day.
Okay, cool.
Ladies,
I'm
we
into
just
that.
crushed 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Holy
Oh my
crap!
goodness.
Oh, what time are you supposed to meet that lady? 4 to 6? Because it's 4:15.
4:30.
Oh, boy.
Okay, good. All right, so we got.
No, next week is 4 to 6.
Oh, next week.
Yeah.
Oh. What
Oh,
does that mean?
I didn't know. I didn't know what you were doing over there.
Oh no, I was just checking the time.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
You
let's
can
wrap this
edit
thing
a
up.
lot of
Okay,
it.
cool.
I don't edit anything.
Oh, okay then.
Good luck.
All
You
right.
got your reputation. I just provide the outlet. How do people find you guys? Tell them whatever business ideas or where you want them to locate you.
Cool. So, well, Mary's a teacher. We'll start there. So she's got her shtick going on there. You can find us at, can I just get my website? Is that
Yeah, that's
fine?
fine.
Okay.
More
It's
than enough.
KatherineDean.co. So it's
Couldn't afford the M.
KatherineDean.co.
Just gave up at Co.
I don't, somebody had it.
I'm just kidding. I know.
There's a singer that has my name.
Really?
Yeah. So she messed me up.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was an issue. So,
You should have put like your middle name starts with an M, right?
Yes.
Catherine M.
yeah, I bought that too, but I didn't transfer the website. Don't get me started right
Okay.
now. Okay, we'll skip over that. And then you could find at Opal Wealth Advisors. You can find me on there. You'll see my picture if you have any questions.
I love it.
If you have any, you need any financial advice, hit me up. I do financial seminars also. So
Especially if you're
Yeah.
a woman looking to get guidance from a woman.
yes, yeah, who's been through hell and back. So I and I work with women in the same light. Divorce, thinking about divorce, widowed, change a job, a lot of transition I work with. So, and I get it.
You guys have a nice website, by the way.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you.
They
Yeah.
did good.
Yeah, they did a good job, right? That's like the whole look. That's like the whole feel of the office too.
The office is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's cool.
Now I know I have a space I could work out of in Melville.
No, it's in Jericho.
Jericho.
It's a little further, but it's not bad. It's not bad.
I know. It seems like the other end of the world.
It is, basically.
Yeah. So that's the way you can get in touch with us.
I love it.
And we're doing it. Well, this probably won't be out by the time we're doing the event on Sunday, but yeah,
It won't.
yeah, it won't be. So, but you can keep in the loop. You can go to my website. You can get information there.
Love it.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming to hang out, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Years
This
in the
was
making.
fun.
We got it done.
Woo-hoo.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.